Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
I poured it in my mouth and it just wasn't going down.
My first beer was an IPA, the best IPA I've ever drank, mostly because I brewed it.
If you have a scale that is good for measuring cocaine, you're probably good for measuring hops on it.
You're scaring me.
I think the information is awesome and the audio sucks.
Make some sugary water, throw some yeast in there, and you're going to drink good beer.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's fine.
God damn it, man. Oh, my God. Oh, uh-oh.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
I'm going to remember how to use all these buttons over here. Can't figure it out.
Well, your idea. Yeah, I'm surprised you can use all those buttons anyway.
Yeah.
Let's bring the trainee in to retrain you.
Yeah, I think so. Good to see you guys. No JP tonight.
It's his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's out.
You get your birthday off, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
Take your birthdays off.
I didn't get that employee man.
well, it's an unpaid holiday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like most.
Just like the non-holiday days.
Kind of like the regular days.
Yeah. So I'm back at the helm today. Excited to be here.
We're glad you're here, by the way.
Thank you.
I can tell.
Excited to be back in the Brewing Network studios here in Concord, California at the Hop Grenade. And we got a good show planned for you today. Our old friend Dave Padden from Akasha Brewing Company out of Australia is on the program tonight.
Yeah, I thought those guys out there were talking funny.
Yeah, they sound funny. And
they came all the way up here just for us?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, we sent the jet, so.
Oh,
yeah.
We wouldn't pick it up.
They can't say no to the jet.
No, you send the jet. You gotta make it happen. I think they're fresh off a 4-day bender in Las Vegas, though. So we'll see what kind of shape they're in. So we're going to be talking to Akasha Brewing Company today and learning about the Australian beer scene. Tasty and I met those guys out when we went to the Australian National Homebrewers Conference a couple years ago.
2 years ago?
Nice.
Yeah. God, it's been that long now, hasn't it?
Yeah, they had the thing every other year, and it's about this time. So, yeah, they just had their...
Wouldn't that be 1 year ago?
2 years ago.
Oh. Well, we went
2 years ago today.
Yeah, I guess that is a little over a year. You're right, Beardy.
If it was last year.
It was the year before this year.
It's been 24 months.
What?
There we go.
Okay.
Something.
24.
All
right. So we're going to be talking to them. They brought us some beer. We're going to get to try that out. And we've got some other things to do today, too. We're going to be talking to the homebrew chef, Sean Paxton.
Oh,
wow.
He's going to be on the program. We're going to do a segment with him coming up in just about 20 minutes. He's got a whole new website experience for you. And I say it that way. It really is a whole new thing. It's not just a website anymore.
So he's not bringing dinner?
No.
Oh.
No.
Damn you.
Well, they're going to have to wear condoms. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry, getting things mixed up.
You're getting it mixed up.
That's that kind of website.
Yeah, different website. We're going to learn all about it, but it's pretty cool. I was checking it out before the show, and it's just a new way to look for recipes, print shopping lists, pair beer. I mean, it's so interactive. I've never really seen anything like it. It's pretty cool.
Sweet.
So we'll be talking to Paxton, and if my luck gets a little better, I was hoping we were going to talk to our friend James, because Tasty and I just went to the What's Brewing Festival in Norway, and James is one of the organizers of that, and we wanted to get him on the program to do a little recap with us.
He's a great organizer. That was a well put on event.
Yeah, I took notes on how well they did that thing. It was one of the coolest events. So I won't talk about it right now. We'll see if he catches up with me. It's the middle of the night where I think he's in Sweden, actually. He's not even in Norway right now.
Stockholm.
So with the time difference, he could have passed out, or he'll be here in a couple minutes. We'll see what happens. But we got some other stuff to do in the meantime anyway. A couple ways to support the Brewing Network I need to let you know about. Of course, our buddy Moscow has his Hop Life gear. You can go to hoplifestore.com and check it out. It's his original artworks. You can get them in prints and on T-shirts, and it's cool stuff. Go to hoplifestore.com. You can do your shopping on Amazon by clicking the Amazon link on our homepage and save it as your favorite, and then it works every time. You can do that both in the U.S. and the U.K., and then you do all your Amazon shopping as normal, and we get a little piece of the action. A lot of you do that, and we appreciate it. It's just a great way to keep us going around here. You can also subscribe and join the BN Army, our excellent friends, our favorite sponsor in the world, because we probably wouldn't be here without them. Our good friends over at More Beer bring you this session and every session that we do. And they also support the BN Army monthly donation giveaway, where they give away $100 every month to one lucky donor. Cool. The more you donate, the more chances to win. And we draw a name every month and send you an email with your $100 to spend over at morebeer.com. The last large independently owned homebrew shop? Is that their new slogan?
Maybe. They're the biggest independent now.
The biggest independently owned homebrew shop, yeah. Go check them out at morebeer.com. They're good people. All right, you can get updates and fun things and watch our shenanigans over on Twitter, Facebook, and now Instagram, which has been going on for a long time. I just never mentioned it.
Did Shimke just put that on her successful checklist?
Yeah.
So that way you're just seeing it now?
Shimke's doing great on our Instagram. We have more followers now than I ever imagined on there. And that's, she does good stuff for us. So, just search Brewing Network on all your favorite social media things, and you'll probably find us over there. You can send feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com, and we might just read it on the air if you do that. And you can send your show ideas over to bevo@thebrewingnetwork.com, or feedback or whatever. We'll make it happen. We'll get it to the right place. All right. I'll let you guys know about White Labs.
What's going on at White Lab?
Always something good. But right now, homebrewers are in for a special treat. White Labs has been collecting yeast strains from all around the world for more than 20 years and kept them locked away until now. And now they have launched the Vault program, where you have an opportunity to order new, creative, and unique strains from White Labs that have rarely or maybe never been available on a commercial scale. You can see the full lineup of strains available by visiting whitelabs.com/the Vault and put your pre-order in today. So don't wait. You could push the next strain into production. And the way it works, you go and you look at all the strains, and then once they get a certain amount of orders for a particular strain, they put it into production, and it's something that we've never been able to use before. Yeah. And so go check it out. It's pretty cool. There's a really big list of yeast strains there, so you should go have a look and support our friends at White Labs. All right. Should we do some feedback? What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. Feedback's brought to you today by our good friend John over at the Beer Law Center. You can go to beerlawcenter.com and check it out. John does a good job of protecting our trademark, and he can do the same for you. He also does brewery paperwork filing and all sorts of legally stuff. He's a legally stuff guy. Go to beerlawcenter.com. Check it out. First one is about the Pahola episode. I never know how to pronounce that.
JP's not. Something like that.
We had their beer at the Norway Festival, Tasty.
Yes, yeah. So, Peter there was there. Peter Keek.
Yeah.
Did you have some Baltic Porter over there?
He may have, actually.
I don't remember what I had from them.
I remember drinking beer with him and other
something. Well, I wasn't here for that show, but Spencer writes in. Spencer writes in, first off, let me say that, JP, you're doing a fantastic job in Justin's absence, and the last few episodes have been top-notch. But I just listened to the episode with the brewer from Estonia, which was the Pujola. And I can't believe that not one Chechnya joke was made. Not one! Says Justin would never have let this happen. Try harder, please. Cheers from Spencer. Well, that is disappointing, Spencer. I don't blame you.
Well, we talked about
Estonia. Lavka on the phone.
Yeah. All right.
We talked about how many months there are in a year. That was a good enough joke.
Yeah, there was.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what the whole show is about?
Estonian.
12 months.
Yeah.
There's 12 months in a year in Estonia?
How do you say it?
Oh,
in Estonian, you say
in Estonian, cocks taste good.
That's how you say 12 months?
Yep.
So there's a video.
We were just talking about that.
There's the video on YouTube where you can go see some chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Some local Estonian chicks telling you that 12 months.
So how many months are there in a year?
That's amazing.
Tastes good, they say.
Yeah.
Wow. What a language.
It's a great country.
What a country. All right. Danny writes in, and he's a corporal in the BN Army. Thanks for supporting us. This one's about Shady Steve.
Shady Steve.
Who was drunk of the year from Shady Oak. Shady Oak.
Another show you were gone for.
Sounds like a mental
Shady Oak
institution.
Brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was recent?
Up in Napa,
Oh,
Santa Rosa,
yeah, sure.
somewhere?
Sure. Yeah, I remember him. Sure, yeah. Good,
Okay.
Good interview.
Yeah, good information, good beer.
Yeah, good guy.
All right. Well, Danny writes in, hey, crew, I'm a bit behind on the podcast, as usual, but you've had some great interviews recently, including Pelican and Fieldwork. And then I got to the interview with Steve from Shady Oak Barrel House. He had a lot of great info on barrel aging and blending, but what really cracked me up were his well-established alter egos, Shady Steve and Blackout Steve.
Right. He would write notes to himself when he got so drunk.
Oh, really?
And then he would wake up the next morning with the notes. And reminding him to do things.
I'm brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Were they always signed, like, your friend, Blackout Steve?
Oh, my gosh, I hope so.
I don't remember.
He could tell who it's from.
Right, yeah, he knew.
I like that idea. I should write myself notes. He says at the end of the interview, he mentioned his online presence, so I immediately went to his Instagram and started looking around. And as soon as I saw his picture, I said, that dude looks fucking shady. He did not have to work hard for that nickname. Keep up the great work from Danny. So, I guess sounds like I missed a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good show. All right, this one is a question about whether or not we're going to have a show on December 26th. Hey, guys, I'm Bevo. I'm going to be in the area between Christmas and New Year's. Would love to hang out with you during the session. And my wife, having put up with you guys for years, is happy to have me doing that as long as she doesn't have to be there. So anyhow, are you doing an episode on December 26th? And if so, can you fit in one more homebrewer? No, we're not, David. Sorry.
And there's no room.
Yeah.
We don't have to get to that.
There's no room in. No.
But I do definitely understand where your wife is coming from, because I do that also. Have fun with Sam. I'm not coming.
Yeah. I haven't seen much of Sam recently, though. I don't think he likes me anymore.
Well, you suck.
Yeah.
I think I saw him at GBF.
You have been in Europe.
That's true.
Stockboy.
That's true.
Stockboy.
Yeah, his new name, Stockboy. Sammy the Stockboy. Yeah, sorry, we never do shows between Christmas and New Year's. We have families. Well, you guys,
we're very
some
religious.
of you have families.
We're all
There are families.
Yeah, we're very religious.
Hey, I actually am.
Yeah, true. All right, so sorry, David. You're welcome to come down to the Hop Grenade. Maybe you'll run into somebody. We're here.
Yeah, if I'm in town.
But
let me know.
Yeah,
Have a beer with you.
send Tasty a message on Facebook or something. All right. This is a question from Tim about green bottles. And I guess we maybe talked about this a couple months ago. But Tim writes in, my question is a simple one. I was curious what the BN thinks of breweries moving away from brown bottles and packing into green bottles. To me, this makes no sense. I can't think of any advantages of using green glass to brown glass for beer. He says Jester King is one of the most recent moves, and then there's a statement he linked to on Jester King's website about why they moved to green bottles. Even after reading Jester King's statement, I still don't understand why they moved to green bottles. In the statement, they basically admit that, yes, by moving to a green bottle, we are increasing the potential for our beer to be light struck.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on to say that this can be a desirable characteristic in his beers. And he cites some of the most famous breweries. Saison Dupont, for example, is green, and there's several others. Cantillon, of course, puts in green bottles, Fantôme. And he was saying that he's had these beers from these breweries in brown bottles and on draft, and that he found that there was actually some missing characteristic. He even admits in his post that he likes skunkiness as a characteristic in some of these beers. I guess I disagree, though. I don't...
Well, they're lowly hop beers, typically.
Yeah,
so
right.
And that's kind of where the skunk, I think, comes from, isn't it? The hops?
I think so, yeah.
That degrade because they're light?
Yep. Yeah.
So there could be a very minimal effect, even it being green.
Yeah.
Even in lagers, sometimes some sulfur compounds are nice before it gets too out of hand. So, I mean, just like Heineken, they tried to go to brown bottles for a while. People didn't like it because it didn't taste like what they're used to.
The same, yeah.
And there are other beer styles that have what's considered off flavors in pretty much the rest of beer. Like one thing with English beer is sometimes a little diacetyl is okay. Not that it's encouraged.
Right.
But it's one of those things where it's up to the brewer. If they want the skunkiness in, then really who are we to be like, no?
Yeah, I agree. So I don't really know how to answer this. I guess if you just want to know what we think, what do you guys think? You're okay with it? You think it's just brewer's choice, Beardy, and you're down with that?
Well, I think
you wouldn't prefer...
if they know and they're consciously making the decision, okay. Like, it's their brewery. They can make their beer how they want to, versus if they're just doing it because, I like the color green. Like,
or they got the green bottles bought cheaper.
Right, yeah. Well, something like that.
See, that's what I thought. Like, is it just... But I don't think with Jester King, for example, it would be a cost savings mechanism for them. They can afford it.
Most of the cost is labor to put beer in the bottle anyway. Shipping to get it there.
I found their statement to be somewhat contradictory, although I might be misreading it. And by the way, I love Jester King beer, and I love the guys from Jester King. They're good people, and so this is just my take on this post that they did. There's another part of the post where he kind of goes on to say, like, maybe people will care a little more for our beers if they know that the packaging is susceptible to light. But I might be misreading how he put it, because on one hand he's saying I'm cool with some of these flavor characteristics that are going to come from light, and on the other hand he's saying maybe by giving you a green bottle you won't just like throw it around and leave it out. And
maybe that's what he hopes, because he's maybe thinking a small amount of light is going to enhance the beer. A lot of light is going to fuck it up.
I think he's giving people too much credit.
Like how much? Yeah.
Well, folks, you should read the post yourself and not let me interpret it for you, because I might be misinterpreting what he's saying. I don't know. I don't know. I guess overall, my answer is I would rather see beer in a brown bottle.
Right. Especially hoppy beer. If anything's hoppy, brown. If it's not hoppy, no.
You don't care. No.
As long as the beer tastes good, I don't care.
It's a very fast reaction. You can skunk it yourself. If you really want those flavors, pour it in a glass, set it in direct sunlight. Within a minute, you will have all of that sulfur that you could desire. It will be there. I promise.
The Dan Gordon used to come in and talk about that they would do experiments like that where they'd leave it up on the roof and stuff. And he mentioned, we could leave it on the roof for a minute and it would get skunked. So
you can taste. Well, I've tasted it before at beer festivals with jockey boxes that have clear lines, and those lines are sitting in the sun just because of the angle of the tent.
And then you get that pour.
Oh yeah, you get the first pour out of there.
Interesting.
You can taste it.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. There you go. That's our answer.
Official answer.
Yeah.
I don't
know, Tim.
We're no experts.
It's a good question, though. Thanks for writing that in. I like the question. Okay, and this is basically like a promo for Great Fermentations, who's a wonderful sponsor of ours. But it's from a customer of theirs who wrote in, Rich. Dear you lovable-ish bunch of ass clowns, I'll attempt to keep it short and sweet, but I wanted to say that you guys have picked up a great new sponsor of Great Fermentations. I live on the East Coast, ordered my ingredients for my next beers on Wednesday night, and got my package Saturday morning. I have never gotten an online order that fast, ever. So not only that, but they have fantastic customer service. They help me find suitable substitutions for ingredients that were not in stock for them. But the best part about Great Fermentations is the ability to specify the exact quantity of grains you want for an order. And he said, this is perfect for a douche like me who's too lazy to keep inventory of his stock. So this way I don't have any leftovers. So in short, if anyone's looking for a new online homebrew shop to replace any sellouts, he says, in the industry, Great Fermentations is a great place to look. He says also more beer. I haven't forgotten about those guys. So that's from Rich. And he makes a point to tell our sponsors where he heard of them here on the Brewing Network. And you should do that, too.
Nice.
Yeah, if you end up shopping with any of our sponsors, do let them know you heard about them here on the Brewing Network. So, yeah, Great Fermentations is a very cool place. You can go to greatfermentations.com and check it out. They have the largest catalog of Blickman products on the web, and their staff is some of the best trained in the biz using Blickman products. Top-notch customer service, same-day shipping on so many items. Check them out at greatfermentations.com and like them on Facebook. Which is GR8 Fermentation. Same with Twitter, GR8 Fermentation. GreatFermentations.com. All right, that's our feedback today. Thank you for writing in. If you want to send us messages, you can write to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com, and that's how you get to us. And if we like you, we'll read it on the air.
And if we don't, we still might read it on the air.
So I was hoping for James to join us about the What's Brewing Festival, and he probably had a couple beers and passed out. I don't know, it's the middle of the night over there. So that's too bad. Maybe we can get him on next week. But in the meantime, I just wanted to say that this What's Brewing Festival, which happens in Stavanger, Norway, was really one of the top 3 beer festivals I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Wow. Just the way that they do it is really cool. It's in this super cool old building, it's basically an old brewery, but the building had been vacant for like 60 years or some ridiculous thing and just sitting there, but they never tore it down. And some of the brewing equipment is still in there.
Oh, really?
And so, for example, when you walk in the front door of this building, you're walking into the heat exchanger. And it's this giant, it's all rusted out now, but it's this huge radiator-looking thing up kind of in the ceiling. Like you step down, and you're in this iron tank kind of below the radiator, right? And I guess what they used to do is fill this room with seawater. The brewery's right next to the ocean there. They'd fill it with seawater, and that was their heat exchanger.
Oh, wow.
And there's using your swimming pool or something.
Yeah. And there's these cool little features all throughout this 5-story old brewery that was abandoned, and that's where the festival is held.
Wow.
So even where they have some of the beers are like these old caves, they just, I don't know how else to describe them.
Yeah, like lagering caves.
Yeah, exactly. Upstairs, there you have to look up to see it, but you look up and like the top of the mash tun is there. They chopped it off, and the top is still just hanging from the ceiling.
That sounds safe.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's just a really cool location, and then you have all of these amazing brewers from around the world, all these cool European breweries that we don't get to try very often, if not at all.
And the brewers are there. I mean, it's kind of the thing. If the brewers have to show up to this festival to be invited.
Yeah. So pretty much all the brewers were there.
Yeah. It was breweries from all over Europe, not just Norway.
Yes, all over Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the U.S., too. There was, at least one from the U.S. I know Boneyard was there. We got to hang out with our friend Tony there.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, so I tried some really cool... I tried this Italian brewery called Lover Beer. Yeah. This guy is, like, as Italian as, like, he's what you expect, like, Italian artist type of guy.
Oh.
I think his family comes from wine, but he was into beer, but he combines the two together in a way, in the way he makes his beer. So this one of the beers that he was explaining to me, which was just an awesome, awesome beer, he'll ferment the grapes just like he was about to make wine, and then at some point in the process, dump wort on top of that.
Interesting.
So this one beer that I tried from him, he was only inoculated by whatever yeast was on the grapes. So he takes the grapes, crushes them, lets them ferment, and then throws wort on top, lets it ferment again. One of the best beers I've ever had. It was so cool. And it still tasted like beer. Like really? It was enough wort that it wasn't like, a dash of beer so that he can call it beer. Yeah. It was very much a hybrid of the two.
Interesting.
And so he had a couple different things like that, and some with some fruit added. And I discovered that we could actually get his beer here in the U.S., but it's expensive, like just because of shipping and stuff. So
fly the jet over there to get it?
I know, right?
Is it sold as beer over here, or is it more wine?
It's sold as beer here.
Okay.
And so I came back and asked Kevin, our GM here at the Hop Grenade, because I thought, for one, we can't sell wine at the Hop Grenade. It's part of our license. I thought this would be a cool alternative. We do get people coming in and asking for wine, and all we can do is offer them cider. Mm-hmm. But apparently the price point would be really high if we had the beer. So I might still try to get some in. Yeah. But anyhow, that's just one example of all of these cool breweries and brewers that we got to hang out with. And then, of course, we partied at night. Oh, man.
Of course. How was the Armadillo? Did you go to the Armadillo?
I did not go to the Armadillo.
Oh.
No. I did.
Was there a strip club?
I didn't sleep. There was no strip club. It's I don't know why I say this. It's a very white neighborhood. Norway.
Even the white people are white.
Well, isn't everybody pale up there?
Yeah. I mean, it is the whitest place I've ever been. Yeah.
Sounds great.
But it was a really cool city. And then, so I flew overnight, didn't sleep, went to the brewery events, and then I was like, I'm just going to go to bed now. I didn't do that. I was walking home, and I got invited to some other house party. Before I know it, it's like 5 a.m. And
and you've been up for 2 days.
Yeah.
Why not?
So that kind of ruined me for the rest of the week. But I still made it, of course, to the festival every day. And
which was like a long time. It's like an 8-hour festival, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's the other thing that is interesting about it that we probably couldn't pull off here in the U.S.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it basically goes from, I guess, 2 to 11, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. is what it was.
That sounds horrible.
It might be 11.
11 a.m.
Well, I think the second session started at 5, right, or something like that?
Oh, did they kick people out halfway through?
That's an interesting thing about it, too. So they list it as 2 sessions. Yeah. But all that really means is that they switch over all the beers for the second half.
Oh.
But you don't have to leave. They don't kick anybody out.
No.
Oh, wow.
So it's like one ticket for the day. And you're there for 8 hours then, and it's 2. So you can go around to all these breweries, and then in the middle, they all change their beer. Yeah. So that's like going to a new festival.
Yeah, all the beers are new.
Halfway through.
Is anyone coherent?
No, it's a really well-behaved crowd for as much beer as they have available to them.
Even at like 9 o'clock at night, people were still very well-behaved.
Sure.
Wow.
It's a tasting crowd, So... all right, so it's called the What's Brewing Fest, and I'll give you the website. You can go check it out.
Get it on your calendar.
It's
I think it sells out, but
look
for it next fall.
What'sbrewing.no. What'sbrewing.no, and go check it out so you can keep it on your radar for next year, and hopefully we'll go back next year too.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And then, Tasty, you went and brewed in Malmo.
Yeah, I went to Malmo for a week or so, and
that's cool.
Got to brew with our friend.
Franzen?
Thomas Franzen from Malmo Brewing Company.
That's cool.
Yeah,
what did you brew?
Cool. We brewed a session IPA.
Okay. Of course you did.
Pushed a little forward there for those guys. They'd never had a beer like that before. So
okay.
What kind of hops did you use?
Oh, man. The theme was dank, so I used Summit and Columbus.
Okay.
All right.
Not a bad choice.
Dank.
Pretty danky.
Yeah. You didn't have to, bring hops with you.
Oh, no, you had those.
They just took care of it. Okay.
Yeah. No, we just, day before said, what should we make? And then we,
okay.
You had the ingredients, so we...
You're not going to get to try the beer, though, are you?
No.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, whatever. Who knows? I might go back.
He's not going to fly you back out?
Somebody might be coming this way and, throw it in the bag or something like that.
There you go. Yeah, you got to get over to Jan's Brewery in France.
I'm way
Paris.
back. Yeah, I'm backlogged there for sure.
Yeah. All right. Check it out, what'sbrewing.no, and go to the fest next year. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, We're going to talk to Sean Paxton, the homebrew chef, about his all-new website and more. So a lot to learn about. And then after that, we'll be talking to Akasha Brewing Company. So hang in there. It's The Session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch out!
Do you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
The Vault, created by White Labs. The Vault is a collection of new, creative, and unique yeast strains from around the world. These strains have never been available to homebrewers. Most have not even been available to professionals. You have the power to release the yeast. Through The Vault, White Labs is giving you the power to decide which strains are put into production and giving you the opportunity to brew with these strains. Visit whitelabs.com/The Vault and pre-order the yeast strain of your choice and encourage your friends to do the same. Once 250 pre-orders have been achieved, White Labs will put that strain into production. The strain will be mailed directly to your doorstep, ready to make the beer you've always wanted to brew. This program was created with the homebrewer in mind. White Labs is relying on you to help release these strains, which may blaze the way for future new and unique beers. Help release the yeast. Visit whitelabs.com/The Vault.
Brewing great beer is a process of continuous learning, and the best books on every aspect of brewing can be found at Brewers Publications, with more than 50 awesome titles like Modern Homebrew Recipes by Gordon Strong, Designing Great Beers, the Ultimate Guide to Brewing Classic Beer Styles by Ray Daniels, American Sour Beers, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Fermentations by Michael Tonsmeyer, For the Love of Hops, The Practical Guide to Aroma, Bitterness, and the Culture of Hops by Stan Hieronymus, and Radical Brewing, Recipes, Tales, and World-Altering Meditations in a Glass by Randy Mosher, plus many, many more. These are the books and the authors with the knowledge to push your brewing farther than you thought possible. And you'll find them all at fine homebrew and book retailers everywhere. And visit the website at brewerspublications.com. Brewers Publications, all the best on beer and brewing.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers.
It's freaking awesome.
Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out marinbrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
Brewcasters are back.
888-401 beer.
Whatever.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for sticking with us. And I want to give you a friendly reminder about Williams Brewing. Since 1979, Williams Brewing's been offering the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. They've got a full lineup of inner-tap forward-sealing beer faucets, too, with interchangeable spouts, as well as a new grain mill motorizing kit that features a gear motor that spins your mill at the correct 180 RPM without the need for hazardous belts.
Nice.
Yeah, how about that? Also, the new Mark II Wort Pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that starts at only $69.99, but does a job of pumps costing twice as much. I need a new pump.
Were they one of the first homebrew shops ever? How many homebrew shops were open before them?
In 79? It's a good question. I don't know. We should ask them.
They might still be they might be the oldest ones still open.
Yeah. They also got Brewer's Edge mini regulators and exclusive line of Keg King kegs and disconnects. So go check them out. They got the finest quality all-steel bottle cappers from Italy, their own line of hydrometers, California wine kits, and more. Go to williamsbrewing.com and check out their vast selection. And they also, by the way, have been with us for years and years and years. They
certainly have
supported this program, and we appreciate them very much. So go check them out at williams.com. The great Sean Paxton is back with us in the studio. Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Oh, damn it.
I would talk all over again. I'm having deja vu as I'm having deja vu.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
Hang on, Sean. I got these really trippy glasses.
Whoa.
That if you look at the lights, it's like you're tripping balls, man.
Welcome to the beer circus.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, everything.
Yeah. You're not looking at the lights right now.
I kind of want to wear them for the rest of the show.
And the way home.
Oh, I bet the monitors look good.
Oh, my board looks cool. Everything. Well, if anyone wants to try them out,
I'm checking those out.
They're pretty fun.
Very cool.
The things that entertain me.
Just imagine if you... You're right.
I probably have.
They're like for those of you at home, they're like these funky like kaleidoscope glasses. You put them on and you barely need drugs,
Right.
although
the new age
drugs will
3D
probably make it
I'm
better.
sure Lagunitas intends you to use them after you're not high.
Yeah.
Only after 420 do you put those on.
All right, so Sean Paxton's here with us, and he's got some new things to talk about. And in fact, how could you not? It's been a while since we had you on
It
the show.
has been a while. It's been actually too long.
Yeah, so it's good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Tell us what you've been up to.
I've been bored. No, I'm totally kidding. I've been actually spending a lot of time rethinking some stuff and working on those cookbooks that I've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
And finally came up with a better solution.
Than a cookbook.
Than a real cookbook.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Like, how many people buy a cookbook? I mean, I have more than I care to share. And then how many cookbooks or how many recipes out of that cookbook do you actually cook?
Yeah. I have the same problem.
And then it's hard to find. And then also, when you think about a cookbook, you have a recipe and you can't, I mean, that's it. Like, unless, like, you're me and you know the culinary math and how to scale and all the other pieces of the puzzle. And
I didn't even know there was culinary math.
Oh, there's culinary math.
Okay.
Because it's not just a single sliding scale to especially like when I do these big dinners, for 2,000 people or 1,000 people. I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot.
So, and I've used that same math. And so with the website, and all the traffic I get and Google and, Beer Brine Turkey being number one on there and all the other things.
I make it every year still.
And this is the thing. So I'm like, okay, well, how can I make that platform better?
Okay.
Because I talked to some publishers and, for a $35 book, I get such a small percentage of that book. And even if I do the photography and all the other things, and it's my recipe and it's all my R&D and it's all the other stuff. And I really started to struggle and I scratched my head and I'm like, wow, somebody else is making more money than I am.
Yeah. And you've done all the work.
And all the experience and everything else. And So now if you go to homebrewchef.com, it's live, and we've done basically what we're calling Chef's Table, which is an online cookbook.
Okay.
And even when you say an online cookbook, what pops into your head? Is it just a food blog? Is it just a glorified food blog? Or is there actually some tools and resources and other things that you can really dive into?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did with the website and really making it into something that will help you cook and actually learn and teach some things, as well as every recipe that's on Homebrew Chef and in the Chef's Table. You're not going to get off flavors because I've actually thought about that. I don't care what beer you pair with whatever dish, because ultimately that's up to you as the cook or the chef. But I've done all the hard work to give you all the suggestions and the pairings and the flavors to make sure that it's not going to bring out DMS in your beer or acetaldehyde or diacetyl, like our favorites,
Yeah. So all the recipes you're saying are tried and true.
They're all, I've made every one. I've actually photographed them.
How many recipes do you think there are?
There's over 300 now, and I have another 900 to add.
Wow.
So basically, I have 2 full cookbooks up online right now.
Okay. Nice.
So people will be able to just buy additional cookbooks? It's not like one-time fee?
No, actually, I'm even doing it different. So basically, for a pint of beer a month, actually less than a pint of beer a month, $4.99 a month, you can come online and you get access, and when you're in, you get access to everything. And there's all these really cool tools like a shopping list.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually put 1 recipe or 20 recipes into the shopping list, and when you're in there, you can actually scale each individual recipe if you want to make a large batch, a small batch, all depending on the portion size you want to do or the menu you want to create, or if you want to do a meal planner, there's that as well. And with this, it actually correlates all the ingredients, since every recipe is now a database, and it actually correlates everything in, so it knows that you need 2 sticks of butter for the whole entire recipe.
So it's 12 or something like
exactly,
that.
But for all the recipes.
Oh, I see.
And small.
Then you scale up each recipe based on the number of people.
Yeah, so you can do it for 2 people all the way up to 2,000.
Now, check it out right here, Tasty. So I was doing this earlier, right? And I just clicked on the shopping list at the top of his site here.
Nice.
And then I added 2 recipes, Allagash triple and tangerine beer brine turkey.
Ooh, that sounds great.
And then a second recipe, bacon, pork, and beer stuffing in a pumpkin.
Okay.
And then I added how many people for each one, right? So I got 6 people coming over.
Yeah.
And then I get 1 shopping list, though, for both recipes.
Wow.
Nice.
But actually, you can view this on your phone, too, since you're logged in.
Oh.
And so you can do it on your desktop, you can do it on your tablet, you can do it on your phone.
Wow.
Make it right to the store.
And then you can actually, there's a little box next to every ingredient, so as you're shopping, you can actually check it off.
Well, that's fancy.
So I now put all my recipes in here for any dinner I do, and I use the same recipe. And so if you have issues with food allergies, I can double check right there, and you can even look.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Right there.
You'll have it in front of you all the time.
And this is where, you've been to one of my dinners, you love one of the recipes I did for, the Cascade Hop Flan. You love that recipe. Well, guess what? It's on there. You can take a look at it.
Perfect.
Wow.
That's one of my favorites.
So now I have 9 different beer brine turkey recipes and then 6 different ways to cook it. So you can deep fry it, you can sous vide it, you can grill it, you could roast it, you can, in an oven, you can put it into your smoker, you can deep fat fry it.
How do you get to the point where you can just click order now and it goes to one of the grocery stores?
It's pretty close, actually. And I actually did look at some of the software, but I struggled with that because it actually they want full control over what ingredients. and I wasn't okay giving that away because I'm actually sending you. So if it's a hard to find ingredient, there's a link. So anything that's green on the webpage, green means go, right? So now you can actually click on that and it'll actually take you in. So now you can actually buy right from Amazon, from Beer, More Beer, from Savory Spice Company, and then I get a cut of that. This actually helps fund all this work and this research and the pictures and the food and the R&D and everything else.
Yeah.
And I get a cut of that.
Nice.
But also I made it easy too because I know that ingredient or I know that piece of equipment. And that's what I use. And that's what I want you to get because I don't know about you, but I hate buying something for $30 and then you get 2 uses out of it and you got to buy it again.
Yeah. And when it comes to stuff like meat thermometers and things like that, I never know what to get. And I've bought, by the way, a few of them now. They're all shit.
Right. I've personally bought like probably 8 different thermometers and I'm like, oh, that one's really cool. And then, man, you can't recalibrate it.
Yeah.
Or it's just never worked right or it gets water in the thing. And
I've had that happen too.
Buy it once. It's like, remember back in the day I told you to get a good knife and a good cutting board?
Yep.
Back in those
which I did.
Homebrew chef days.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, it's the simplest things.
Yeah.
And then you're happy with it and you use it every day and you actually want to cook.
Yeah.
So on equipment, you can direct us towards what works. Very nice.
So it's already all set up.
I was looking at it earlier and, so right here. So I just clicked on this turkey recipe. And there's a couple things, suggestions to do before you shop. And then you have a listing here of special equipment. And one of them is a meat thermometer.
Yeah.
And I can click on this here.
There's a probe or the instant read. So there's 2 different kinds because the probe's great because you basically plug it in and you shove it in your oven and you don't have to open your oven door.
Oh,
it's reading right there, and then there's a little alarm that you can set off.
This
and
is
actually,
Bluetooth there.
it's not even Bluetooth. It just has a little
that one,
the
chef alarm one.
Yeah, and that one's a killer one because you can program all these different things. You can actually do different types of programs. So, like, you can actually set it up by temperature or by time, so that way you get the perfect temperature on your turkey because that's the biggest issue with most turkeys. I mean, beer brine, it gives it only flavor, but you get that extra cushion of temperature because it's already seasoned all the way from the inside out. We've talked about beer brine turkeys enough.
Yeah, and I'm glad you bring that up because my, I don't know what she is to me, my mother-in-law, basically, except I'm not married. Kate's mom.
Yes.
I have to argue every year about how long it's going to take to cook.
It's got to be 5 hours.
And I'm like, we do this every year. And my turkey cooks in 3 hours every year because of this brine. And I always have to fight about...
Yeah.
I just say, and I was
like, does she not remember last year?
No.
She's old school.
And then what happens
it's not her fault.
And here's what happens: she plans all of her dishes around the 5-hour marker. So when my fucking turkey's done in 3 hours,
you tint it.
Yes, and then it's sitting there while she finishes the carrots. Or whatever.
Yes.
Well, why don't you tell her, hey, I'm starting the turkey now.
She doesn't believe it.
And then wait 2 hours.
Turkey's in the oven.
And then start your turkey.
Well, because
put a fake turkey. Put a fake turkey in there.
Right, yeah.
I got
a decoy.
I need a decoy.
The blow-up turkey.
Do you have a decoy available on your website?
I got to put that on there. Thanks for,
Call it
I can only think of so many things.
The mother-in-law decoy.
Decoy, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I do love
That's so foul.
Do you have something that shows me how to make good gravy?
Oh, I have
gravy's everything in Thanksgiving,
awesome.
isn't it?
Can I use this search button right here and punch in gravy? Will that work?
Sure will.
Okay, let's see. I'm testing you here, Paxton. A whole bunch of things. Imperial Stout mole gravy, Doppelbock wild mushroom gravy. I'm looking at least 10 gravies, and that's only on the first page.
So this is what's actually been fun is because I've taken all the things and all the things that I do, and I put it all under one place, and it's a full resource. Like, I really got inspired by Juliet Child, Mastering the Art of French Cooking, where everything you needed was in that one cookbook. And I wanted to do the same thing with the website where you don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And for all the international users, everything can actually be converted from metric to U.S. So therefore, it again makes it easy, and actually all the recipes I've written with Fahrenheit and Celsius, I've already done the math for you.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I get all these people, like 44 different countries because of the show.
No, there's many more of them than there are of us.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier.
How many gravies do I have to have for Thanksgiving?
Good. That's a good question.
You only have to do one, but I usually do two because that's just the kind of guy that I am. But we always do 2 turkeys, too, because you can never have enough leftover turkey.
What are the two? Why 2? What are the 2 different ones?
Well, just like I'm sure a lot of people out there in the interwebs, if I don't make my wild mushroom doppelbock gravy, there's like a revolt. So I didn't make it one year, and let me tell you, I was blown away. I'm like, okay, guys, you got it. I'll make it every year. So
you're on the same page.
And my cranberry wit sauce, everybody makes that every year, and the IPA roasted garlic mashed potatoes, that always gets made every year, and I put it all in one place. But now I have all these different menus, and actually by the end of the week you'll be able to click on all these different menus, and there's actually a communal menu when you're logged in that you'll be able to actually get, and you can actually just adjust how many servings you want to make, and then the shopping list is already right there for you.
See, that's a really cool feature. I like that because I'm always scribbling it down, or I'm looking at some crappy website at the grocery store trying to scroll through the ingredients. So I really like the shopping list feature.
Now, here's the other thing, too, is because let's talk about those other websites. I hate pop-ups.
Yeah.
I hate pop-ups. So
yeah, like you're watching
pop-ups.
Porn, and then before
right
you know
there, it just pops right up and right in most.
Well, that's supposed to happen. It's supposed to pop right up.
Oh, okay.
Good one, Beardy.
Yeah, I don't like pop-ups,
and then I don't have any banner ads. There's nothing flashing. Like it's a clean. Like this is why you pay me $4.99 a month, and you get access to everything.
I did notice there's a free version. What is that?
So the free version is a very simple, you don't get access to everything. And you'll get popped up, there'll be like a wall garden.
Oh, you
all the things you don't like.
But no, it's not a pop-up. It's just a page that says, sorry, this is members only.
I see.
And because I want you, because you'll be able to see all the recipes that are on there. And like I said, there's 300 right now. And it's just going to grow from there. And I mean, really, I have 800 recipes. I have every recipe I've done from every dinner I've done all over the world.
Yeah.
That I only have 2 hands, and I can only put this stuff in so fast. And really, since the last year that I was on, this is all I've been really working on outside of teaching and some of the dinners I still do. And putting this all together to really teach you guys beer cuisine.
Yeah.
And to really give you guys a resource that is, to me, I mean, I use it all the time now on the phone. I use it at work because, I put in a recipe and I can scale it, and it does all the work for me.
So you even use your own.
Oh, yeah. And there's all this
you've
other
organized
stuff
all your information in one place.
Did you give yourself a discount?
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of discounts, I did actually do a discount for the Brewing Network.
Oh, yeah. How do you get that?
Oh.
So if you go on and you go to the register page or the login page, and then you go ahead and click for a base membership, and there's a coupon code of BN Army, all uppercase, and you get a free month.
Okay.
Nice. I want to say thank you to all these great listeners all over the world.
Nice.
And actually, I already have people in Denmark and Australia and a few other people who've registered, which I'm like, wow, I got an international following.
Oh, why not?
So,
cool.
It's really great. And this all helps me. This, I want to give back to you guys. I've given to you guys all these years with the Home Brewed Chef and our podcast that we did and all the dinners and all the other things. And this is a great way for you guys to support me.
I love it. And it really is a cool website. It's got all sorts of features that we haven't even talked about. So go check it out. You go to homebrewchef.com, as always, and you can register for a free account. Use coupon codes BNARMY. Good timing for a free month with Thanksgiving right around the corner.
I mean, there's 48 Thanksgiving recipes. There's actually in the drop down for the cookbook, because it really is an online cookbook.
Yeah.
There's vegetarian, there's vegan, there's fall.
Let's see here. Where's that?
Seasonal. There's
cookbook.
Thanksgiving feast. There's
condiments, sauces, desserts, cocktails. Even.
Oh, yeah. Remember Burning Man when we had all those 5-gallon premixed cocktails?
Yeah, I got to get your recipe for that pina colada, man.
It's on there right there.
Oh, yeah.
You can go to it right
5-gallon?
I'm going.
Oh, yeah. We have a whole kegging system,
it's
right?
like a bucket.
All right. So,
let me tell you. And then,
all right, now
I burned out 3 blenders or 4 blenders.
Oh, yeah.
That pina colada.
10 gallons of premix, 70 pounds of ice, over 300 servings in an hour and a half. And I had so many people coming up.
Blenders.
Right. They were like, this is the best the best pina colada I've ever had.
So now I know what you're thinking at home. It's a fucking pina colada. Like, how good, how different could it be? I'm telling you, this is I don't know what you did to it. It had
science.
It was amazing, this pina colada.
Don't you not like coconut?
I liked everything in this beverage. It was really
And it's
insane.
actually rehydrating, not just because it has alcohol, but actually a lot of coconut water that actually supplements the other ice and how I did it.
Good.
All fresh juices. I mean, we have a whole tap
I got pretty
system.
slammed on those things.
I did too. And actually, next year we're making, I think, 20 pounds or
So did
20 gallons.
Parker liked them too.
You're why I only got one?
Hey, you just got to get closer to those blenders before
I was in the wrong spot.
They burned out.
Where is it? Blue Hawaiian you have in
Blue
here?
Hawaiian. I actually have my own tonic recipe, so I make my own
there it is, the
gin and
pink
tonics on tap. 'Cause I don't know about you guys, but after a long day of drinking beer, a good gin and tonic.
Yeah, a good 5-gallon keg of gin and tonic. You can beat that.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, you just leave it on tap.
Yeah.
I got to go make this right now.
yeah.
I'm just dreaming about it. It was so good.
And that's it. And so actually what I did is there's actually a menu for Burning Man, and I have all the cocktails that I did, and it correlates all the alcohol together. And so when I went shopping, let me tell you, it saved me so much time because it took me an hour and a half to shop to make 52 gallons of cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
Is that dinner that you made also on there?
It will be. Actually, I do have the ragu is up there, and then I have I need to continue to add some of those recipes, but actually for next year's Burning Man, I will have all the prior menus I've done for Burning Man and how to do it, and actually have some tips and tricks. And that's all the other stuff that I'm working on right now is better ways to cook with beer. And this is what that money goes towards, is I'm working on a whole video series to really teach you how to cook. And actually, eventually, it will be a whole online cookbook as well as a online cooking school.
Okay.
And so it'll be all supportive. And with your guys' help, this will all make it happen.
Well, it's worth every penny, folks. Go help our friend Sean help you by going to homebrewchef.com. And it's really, like I said, all these amazing ingredients and recipes. You're going to want to check it out. Go get your free trial. Use coupon code BNARMY. And then support Sean so he can bring more of it to us. I'd love to see a video series. That's cool.
Oh, there's so many things I've been working on, and new flavorings, new ideas. I'm working on some new products. I got new collaborations. You know, I got to keep up with Tasty here, so I only done 20 around the world. So I
got to slow my roll.
Jeez.
You're going to become old news. You can't just put yourself out
I'm
there.
like a one-trick pony.
Yeah, you're gonna jump the shark, Tasty.
Not really.
Yeah,
but I do love that brown. That is a great Janus brown.
My favorite beers.
I know why.
Tasty makes a brown ale.
Surprise!
Yep.
News at 11.
All right. Well, Paxton, it looks. Congratulations!
Yeah,
it looks
a home run,
really amazing.
I really wanted to do something that nobody else has done, and to be honest, I don't know if a lot of people could do this because I don't think this way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I've spent really the last year refining. This is not a test. I mean, this is all real working stuff.
Yeah.
And I really wanted something that people like myself would enjoy, and then other people, whether you cook a little bit, you cook a lot, whether you cook 3 times a year. I mean, I have barbecue. I have pretty much every cuisine on there. I mean, and this is the fun thing is that I've tested all these recipes, and I've written them so that you can geek out, and you can anything that's in green, you can dive in and go deeper, or you could go real simple. And I tried not to overwhelm you, but yet there's a ton of stuff there, and the more you look at it, the more you'll get out of it.
Absolutely. It's a lot of fun and very informative. Check it out, homebrewchef.com. Thanks, Paxi.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
I wish you luck with it. Folks, sign up for it. It's just, you don't even have to take my word for it. Just go look for it. Go look at it right now. homebrewchef.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Akasha Brewing Company out of Australia. Bevo is probably getting moist already. The accents flying around.
Did they bring our cookies?
Works every day. They brought our cookies.
They did bring me cookies.
No way.
Hang in there. It's the session. We'll be right back.
The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Hey guys, what'll it be?
I'm not sure. What do you recommend?
A lot of people seem to like the Hefeweizen.
Is that a German Hefeweizen or more of an American-style wheat beer?
I'm not sure, but I can give you a taste.
Okay, great.
The Cicerone certification program certifies and educates beer professionals in order to elevate the beer experience for consumers. Unfortunately, not every bar is staffed with certified beer servers who can guide their customers through a beer list.
Here you go, guys. Let me know what you think of the Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely more of an American meat, but I can hardly tell because this beer just smells like sour butter. I wonder how long it's been since they cleaned the draft line.
Yeah, and look at the bubbles on the side of the glass. It's filthy.
Somebody should tell these guys about the Cicerone program.
For sure. How about we head somewhere else for another beer?
Your server should give beer the same respect you do. Request quality. The Cicerone certification program offers 4 levels of beer certification, in-person classes, and course books for beer professionals. Check them out at cicerone.org. The Cicerone certification program. We know beer. Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SanaClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today.
If you haven't heard, there's a completely new brand of brewing equipment. Kettles, burners, and accessories. Trustworthy everyday gear that helps you forge and shape outstanding beer the way you want. It's called Anvil Brewing Equipment.
Hi, I'm John Palmer. You may remember me from such self-help books as How to Brew, Brewing Classic Styles, Water, and the Brew Strong podcast. I am very pleased to announce the debut of Anvil Brewing Equipment from Blickman Engineering. I have been working closely with them these past few years to develop products that combine the best of materials, features, and price point. Each of these products has been developed, tested, and reviewed to meet these ideals and bears the Palmer Brewing Solutions stamp of approval on the packaging. Anvil Brewing Equipment, inspired by Palmer, built by Blickman, and made for you.
Check out anvilbrewing.com. Anvil. Durable, reliable, dependable.
If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU, and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com. Also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer. Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Tuned into this session.
life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks to Sean Paxton, and don't forget to go to homebrewchef.com to check out the new website and the Chef's Table cookbook. It's pretty sweet. Also, have you guys been using the new AHA app, the Brew Guru?
Yeah, that's right. I do all the time.
You use it, Tasty?
Sure.
Go check it out. It's built for homebrewers and beer lovers. Brew Guru delivers sage brewing knowledge and money-saving deals at breweries, beer bars, and homebrew supply shops. The AHA designed the powerful mobile app to help homebrewers and craft beer lovers explore the wide world of beer and share it. So with Brew Guru, you can effortlessly find deals and save money on beer, food, and brewing supplies. Level up your brew IQ with hand-picked articles, proven recipes, and trusted resources. And use the powerful brewery locator, which is pretty sweet.
Very powerful. In fact, it pushes to you the fact that you're near a discounting location.
Right. You set up push notifications.
Yeah,
so if you're just walking through the neighborhood,
walking by the Hop Grenade, you go, hey, you get some deal here, right? 10% off.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Feel like paying less for a beer right now?
And it brings up the offer and your membership card on the same screen.
Oh, nice.
You show it to the clerk. They go, we don't do a discount. Oh, yeah, here you do.
Oh, I like that, Tasty.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Because that happens sometimes. People forget.
Not everybody knows. Not many people take advantage of it.
Sure. Yeah. Plus having your membership card right there.
Yeah, it's right there. It just looks like your card.
Because I never carry my card around. But all right, go check out the Brew Guru app and download it from the good people over at the AHA. All right. Dave, welcome to the studio, man.
It's great to be here.
Dave from Akasha Brewing Company in Sydney, right?
Yeah, in Sydney.
Good old Sydney.
Yeah.
I call it the San Francisco of the Southern Hemisphere.
100%.
It's like San Francisco, but drunker.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Well, experience though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good city. You know what I found interesting about Australia? Is, here in the U.S., we have a lot of, drunk driving advertisements, not to do it.
Oh.
Like billboards and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't have those in Australia. What they have in Australia on their billboards are don't get in drunken bar fights. So, you're walking down the street, and there'll be this giant billboard of a bloodied up guy sitting, on the curb, with his head in his hands, and it says, don't fight with your mates, basically. But it's, everywhere.
Can't we all just get along?
It's kind of a thing, right? And it's quite serious in Sydney. They've been changing the rules when places are allowed to open and not open, and
really
based on that. We're an angry bunch of what?
That's what I was going to ask. What's the deal with the fighting?
You guys are so nice.
What's the deal? We were in this one place. I think we were in there together, actually, when I was in Sydney, that they'd pick up the glassware at 10 o'clock at night or something like that.
Give you plastic?
Switch to plastic? Cups.
Yeah, the old Frankie's bar.
Yeah, Frankie's piece of plastic.
That place was awesome. It's my favorite bar.
Just like prison.
That's where I met the lovely Nicole.
You did meet the lovely Nicole. Give her a shout out, Tasty.
Hey,
She's
Nicole.
listening.
It's tasty. Okay.
So we met Dave, obviously, last time we were out there, and you actually were working for a different brewery then.
Yeah. Well, I was part owner of Riverside Brewing back then. It was 2 years ago.
Okay.
I'm going to say.
Okay. Are they still around?
They are still around.
Okay.
And I sold up and started Akasha about 6 months after that.
I see.
So we've been going for a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah. Excellent. And what about before Riverside? Were you a home brewer, pro brewer before that?
Home brewer. All the way.
Okay.
We're a young industry out there, and that's where we get a lot of our brewers from at this point. There's not a lot of professional brewers around. We're starting up university courses and TAFE courses, and that's all just starting now, I think. Well, we've had the university courses for a while, but it's getting a bit more serious, and we've had to take a lot of those guys from, including myself, from the pool of homebrewers.
Yeah. How many craft breweries are in Sydney-ish?
In Sydney?
Yeah.
There's about 300 and something in Australia.
Okay.
And, I think it depends whether you look at whether, the actual on-the-ground breweries or contract brewers. We have a lot of contract brewers in Sydney.
Okay.
But, we're looking at about 20 to 30 on the ground.
Okay. And do you distribute your beer all over the country?
We're starting to. We're starting to. It's we were blessed with having a good take-up in our local area, Sydney, for the first 6 months. We're starting to sort of infiltrate into other states now, but we're talking, a couple of pallets a week, and that's it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And your location, is it just a production brewery, or is there a tasting room? And
yeah, we focused. One thing we made, we wanted to be a production brewery first, which we are, and we got a tasting room. We open on a Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
We got pretty limited hours as a tasting room. We can open till 7 or 8 p.m. and that's about it. And,
I see.
But nice and popular.
Yeah, people come out for it.
Yeah, and it's a good way to make money. Beer, particularly for us with the excise rules and all sorts of other stuff we've got to deal with, trying to make a retail dollar is a good thing.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about quite a bit, was the cost of beer there, which is very expensive, but it's almost entirely taxes, right?
About a third of the cost of our beer is excise tax, and that's just not taxes, that's just that tax.
Right.
Have they thought about that being a contributor to people being so angry in the bars?
Yeah.
You know what, Peter? I think you just nailed it.
To save the whole country.
Right. I'll go down there and be president.
Yeah.
You have one of those, right?
Yeah, of course we don't.
Oh, okay.
Put you on the billboard with some advice.
Yeah. Cheaper beer. How much am I going to pay for a pint of your beer at the average bar that you're in?
Depending.
How about Frankie's? What would I pay there at Frankie's?
Yeah, that's a good example of an expensive beer, but it depends. It's the excise.
All right, normally.
I'm kidding, but look, I think it's if you go, the excise tax is a sliding scale based on how much alcohol's in the beer. So if you're drinking a pale ale, it's going to be maybe $12 a pint.
Wow.
If you're drinking our double IPA, you could be up to about $16 a pint.
$16 a pint.
I just paid $8 for a pint, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, right? You're making out like a bandit.
Yeah. I know, right? Look out.
Shit. I should have had him charge you 16.
Yeah. I would have fucking made it.
You wouldn't even have blinked an eye.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
We should have an Australian side of the bar.
You should do that anyway. But anyway.
Yeah.
You wait till about 9 o'clock tonight, you're going to wish you did that.
All right, well, I'm drinking one of your beers now, but this one is a collaboration you did with a U.S. brewery, I think, right?
Yeah, it is.
Tell me about this beer.
So this is we've had a good, so talking about our distribution, our distributor in Melbourne, who's called Redwood Distribution, and great partner of ours, also distributes Eel River Brewing down in or around Australia.
Okay.
And so he brought us together a couple of years ago, and I knew them before even we started the brewery, and they were in town, I'm going to say, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And we brewed a beer down there, a hoppy saison, which was gorgeous, and made a commitment to brew a beer up here as well, which is the beer you guys have got in front of you.
Nice.
And so Gab, shout out to Gab, by the way, my brewer. He was up here about 4 weeks ago, brewed the beer, which is a what we call a fall IPA, so a red IPA.
Okay.
And just released, I think, in the last couple of days, and managed to shoot a keg down here, and here it is.
Yeah, we got it on tap here at the Grenade if anyone wants to come out and try it. It's nice. It's definitely more on the malty side than it is on the hoppy side, which is good for me.
It has, to me, more of a malt body and color, and not so much in the malt flavor. It's real dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's a malty beer. It's just a good bodied beer.
Yeah,
and,
I see.
What do you think the IBUs are in this by recipe?
It should be. It was around 80 IBU.
Really?
Yeah.
80. It's not showing that at all.
No.
Another reason to tell me this got a lot of body.
Yeah. Okay.
So we used a mix of being a collaboration beer across from states in the EU and Australia. We used I think we were using Mosaic as the US representation, and we used Galaxy for the Australian hop. So a pretty even mix of both.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
I think they work well together.
Two great hops. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And how about on the malt side, too? Any Australian malts?
No Australian malts. It's a bit hard to get those up here. But
yeah, I imagine.
But we used a different malt. I can't even remember what it was. Can you remember? Sacra, I think it was called.
Sacra, yeah.
Sacra 50.
Sacra 50.
Okay.
Which is an unmodified malt, red malt.
It's a roasted, unmodified malt.
So I think we were getting that. I mean, Tasty, we were talking a lot about this outside. I think that's where maybe it's the unmodified aspect of this is giving us the body.
Like starch or something.
It's just a roasted barley, but just not as roasted.
I'm not sure.
It's not germinated first, so there's going to be no fermentable.
So it's just color, you're saying?
It's just roasted and probably gives you color, but it's like I think we talked. It was 7% of the grist. So if it had a flavor, which we may be getting here.
Yeah,
it would be noticeable. So to me, it gives it sort of a more of a texture than a flavor.
And I find it's quite dry as well,
and probably some color.
Yeah, certainly color.
Yeah.
It's 50L. I assume that's what the 50s are.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think it's lending a lot of that colour to the beer without getting over the top malty.
Yeah.
But I think it also allows it to be quite dry as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I
I'm
think it's a
tasting it
nice
for the first
beer.
time today. So. Yeah.
Oh, you are? You haven't had it before today either?
I just got into San Fran today, so...
I think they did a really nice job. It's a good beer.
I'm glad
well
they got
done,
it
Gabe.
here. That's great.
Now, what kind of beers are you into there at Akasha?
We're certainly into our hop-forward styles. There's no doubt about that. That's kind of been where I've been for a number of years as well. I think you had a few of my Riverside beers when you're in town. And,
they were really good.
And thanks. And so we tend to lean towards the American style of beer. So, why wouldn't we do that? Bring all those hops all the way to Australia, brew a beer, and
You can get the hops. It looks like you can.
Yeah.
Well, all the Galaxy comes over here, right? So
do we take it all?
Oh, a lot of it.
We take the whole world hops, really. What about New Zealand hops? Is that something you have easy access to, or
you don't buy hops from those Kiwis?
Yeah, no, I'm going to be nice. But, look, we don't use a lot of New Zealand hops. In fact, we don't use any.
You don't? Okay.
They are hard to get. We do. New Zealand's very small. I mean, the Australian hop farms are quite small compared to what you have here.
Mm-hmm.
So most, even the Galaxy runs out. A lot of the New Zealand hops run out pretty quickly. So we really want to focus on consistency and hops that aren't going to run out. God knows why I use Simcoe and Amarillo and all those things because we get close as well. So we made a decision not to go down that path. We focus on a couple of Australian hops like Galaxy. We use a lot of Galaxy, and then pretty much a predominantly US hops after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there? Do you contact a U.S. hop exporter to get your hops, or is there an importer in Australia that you work with? How does that work?
Yeah, we have a couple of distributors who do all of the ordering for us, and it's important. We still need to have a good relationship with them. They can get good hops and bad hops as well. But I think I've got a very good relationship with our distributor out of Australia, and I've met the farmers, I've met these guys, and I think when we get our head above water, we're a year and a half in, and we're just too busy brewing beer. But when we get to a point where I can come over here a bit more, I think we'll start learning a bit more about the origins of where these hops are coming from. But we have a good relationship. We're getting some pretty good hops. It's a long way to go, but they're turning up in pretty good shape these days.
And then just talking about the expensive beer, like so we've already talked about how the taxes, of course, add a bunch of cost. Hops is the most expensive ingredient, too.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're a hop-forward brewery.
Yeah.
So, wow, you're really trying to shoot yourself in the foot there.
I used to be a businessman once. I'm not quite I was a suit for 20 years, and then I go and do these stupid things. But it's about the passion about what we want to do. There's no point in going and brew beer that we don't want. And, for us, it's brewing the beer we love to drink. I know we all kind of say that, but it's important that we're focusing on what we love, which is hoppy beers, and we're doing that. And hops are expensive. I think
this is why you have to be an owner, because otherwise, if you were like sending the bill up the ladder to your boss, I don't think
Be really quiet because my business partner's out there.
There he is. The one with his nipple on my glass. Is that what you mean?
I'm so sorry, Justin.
That's all right, man. It's all on video too. If you want to go watch it.
I don't think Wes gets out much.
Is that obvious?
He's his first time out of Australia.
Is that his first time out of the house? I think. But,
I think he still thinks he's in Las Vegas.
That's not how everybody says hello in Australia.
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Some do, but anyway.
Yeah, aren't you guys off of fresh off of like a 4-day bender or something?
No,
a business trip.
Sorry,
I'd like to say that I was here just to see you, Justin, and everybody else, but it's 8 of my mates came to me about 6 months ago and said, "We're going to Vegas for a week."
Okay.
Without our wives, without our kids, without everything. So
wow.
I said yes. And we'll deal with the consequences later. So, I arrived from Las Vegas about 3 hours ago. I think I sound all right.
Oh, yeah.
You did.
How'd that treat you?
Exactly. 4 days is way too long to be in Vegas, man.
Yeah, Doc, it was... it was bigger than I expected.
Yeah.
In a number of different ways. It was... It chewed me up and spat me out.
It usually does.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm having bad memories of Schumann's bachelor party too.
Oh God!
I don't know how you're even.
You went to Vegas
functioning. For that? Yeah, and we did it for 4 days. This is how I know it's
5 days.
5 days.
Oh, was it
5 days.
Yeah, we might have gone even.
We ended up having our own limo because our friend had one. And then we got a stripper to drive us around.
Yeah, we had our own stripper to drive the limo.
Fucking one up me. That's
We also had a midget. Did you get a midget?
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw pictures from this event. I don't know that it was possible.
I looked down. We haven't seen a midget yet, and I looked down, and there's a leprechaun right next to me.
Yeah.
You just got to manifest it.
Yeah, that's right.
I literally know exactly what you're talking about.
The strip provides.
The strip does provide.
That's it. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
We did find a limo driver that we hooked him up. He hooked us up for the rest of the week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because what a great time. I think.
I'm glad. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. I don't want your partner, feeling like you're ignoring him out there. I feel like you have to go pay him some attention.
You know him already.
And you have a window to clean.
He's out there going, me, guys, me. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to try more beer from Akasha. I think you have a double IPA for us, right?
Yeah, we do.
All right, hang in there. It's The Session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. The end of the night when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore. That's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out.
What?
Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love.
With love?
Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where?
Moylan's.
You gotta try it. On tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer.
Cheers!
Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
BN Army, have you heard the latest at Hop Tech? Since Hop Tech has doubled in size after a huge expansion, Jade and Roberto can stock even more of the best quality homebrewing supplies and equipment. Over 60 kick-ass varieties of hops and malts, monster truckloads of quality brewer's yeast, including White Labs, Y-yeast, and multiple dry yeasts. They even have all grain systems from Grainfathers and Ruby Street Brew Systems, thanks to Jade, the brand new all-grain brewer. And don't forget about their 10% discount to all BN Army members. Jade and Roberto are waiting for you and all of your brewing questions over at hoptech.com. Hoptech, totally not sucking since 1983.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Grog tags aren't just for labeling your home brews to hand out to your friends. They're the perfect way to round out your personal brewing marketing. Bringing your latest beer to a funeral? Craft a metal sign to go with it. Heading out to little Liam's bar mitzvah? Grog Tag custom bottle caps are awesome. Couldn't get out of jury duty this year? Grog Tag the hell out of the deliberation room with reusable labels. Grog Tag has an awesome array of products just waiting to be customized by you. Metal signs, coasters, tasting mats, bottle caps, tap handles. It's all there waiting for your designs at Grog Tag. Liven up your next party with the widest selection of custom products ever offered by a sponsor of the Brewing Network. Grog Tag. At least your beer will look good.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right, welcome back to the program. Still talking with Akasha Brewing Company, and since we were talking hops, I feel like this is a good time to remind you that you can get hops over at NicoBrew.com. Nico Brew's been with us for a long time. He's got the hops you're looking for, from your standard recipe staples to those hard-to-find ones. And after 7 years, they're still offering their famous $5 shipping. And with their super fast turnaround, you'll be brewing in no time. So all their hops are nitrogen-flushed and vacuum-sealed in Mylar packaging to make sure you get the freshest hops available. They even have commercial accounts. So pro brewers and homebrew shops can use him as well. And I guess it looks like coming soon he's doing a complete line of pro brewing equipment.
Yeah, he's going to be reselling professional stuff, it looks like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he says custom-built fermenters, brew houses, all of it. Yeah. So you can go check out NicoBrew.com. They got swag, onesies, tees for toddlers, plus all the good hop shit that we're talking about here. So go check it out, NicoBrew.com, for all of your hop needs. Got your double IPA in front of me. What's this beer called?
It's called the Corbin D.
The what?
The Corbin.
What
D.
is that? Is that a car or
Corbin's
something?
D?
Yeah, well, Akasha refers to the fifth element. You all seen the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Corbin Dallas.
Ah, okay.
Are we there yet?
I get it now. Yeah. There I am.
There you are.
That's like too many degrees separation.
You know the taxi?
My wife would be all over that.
Nice. This is a very nice beer. Tell us about this.
Thanks. It's our double IPA. When we launched with a pale ale. We had a pale ale. We then came out with our amber, and double IPA has always been my favourite beer.
Okay.
And the beer that, to be honest, when we launched the brewery, people expected us to come out of the gates with a double IPA. That, from my reputation and what I used to do, and we thought, fuck it. No, we're going to do something a little bit different. We came out with a very easy drinking pale ale, which is still our best seller by a long way.
Sure. Is it really?
Yeah. And the Corbin Dallas, or the Corbin D, we release only once a quarter, one batch into kegs and bottles, sells out 1-2 days, and we're done with it. And,
so does it even make it to accounts? Well,
selected accounts.
Yeah.
So you do the right thing by us through the year, you might get a keg.
Okay,
so,
that's
which
cool.
is kind of cool. I mean, we're not trying to be. Not trying to be too big about it, but we don't brew a lot of it, and you can imagine with the excise, 8.5%, the amount of hops we throw at it. Maybe not what you're used to, but there's still plenty of hops in there.
Yeah,
it's an expensive beer. We make more out of a keg of pale ale than we do out of this, and we sell this for a hell of a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Does the excise tax kind of force the market into being into more sessionable beers?
I think so.
In general?
I think there's two reasons. That certainly is one of them. A pale ale is a hell of a lot cheaper than an IPA in general. Yeah. But I also think that we're still a maturing craft beer market. Yeah. We've still got a little way to go, and not everybody. And there are not a lot of double IPAs in our market yet. There's only a few around. We launched a triple IPA for our birthday last year, and that was an experience for a lot of people.
Maybe we should adopt the progressive tax. And encourage more session beer here.
Yeah, just to punish us into submission.
Those double IPA people.
Yeah. What's the difference between your double and your triple IPA?
It's about 50% more hops on the triple.
Wow.
And it was 10%.
Okay.
So,
wow.
It was,
how much does that cost? A pint of that?
You're into the 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, but in Australia also they wouldn't allow you to sell a pint of that, so it'd be only in small glasses. And,
oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, you'd be paying $10-15 for a
8 ounce or something. Yeah.
Okay.
60 centiliter. Okay.
So it's so the double IPA. Yeah. Sorry.
So what are the malts in this beer? It's a.
So we
is it a continental base malt? What is it?
We use we're a big fan of a maltster out of New Zealand. So hops no, grain yes. Called Gladfield, and we use a lot of their specialty malts, a lot of their crystal, a lot of their Munich wheat, that kind of stuff, almost exclusively in all of our beers. Fantastic malt.
Oh, I've had that.
Our base malt for this, we used one of their. Usually we would use just an Australian, what you would say two-row basic malt. For this, we use they grow a malt called an American ale malt. So it allows very low sweetness, very low colour. Allows you to bump up the ABV without getting too sweet, essentially. This is the way we look at it.
Okay.
So for our doubles and our triples, that's what we're using as our base malt. It's a beautiful malt.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's more dextriness to give more body in the beer so you can add more IBUs?
Not too much body. We still need to use similar to a Cara Munich. They do a malt like that as well. So called Gladiator that we use as well. So
that's another Gladfield malt?
Yeah, we use that for the body. But the American ale malt, sort of relatively low body, low colour, high fermentability.
Could you compare it to any American malt? Has anybody said, "Oh, this is just like raw"?
I'm not sure about from a base malt perspective. I haven't used much American malt, so I wouldn't be able to say. But it really for us, if it lowers the sweetness a little bit on those bigger beers. We do use a little bit of dextrose in this as well. Which is unusual in Australia. Some people frown upon it, but just to get the fermentability up and the
you're an American
and the body
style.
back.
You're an American style brewer. Everybody uses sugar here.
Yeah, 100%. We use a little bit in this as well.
Okay. That's just something you throw in the boil to bring up or at the end of the boil to bring up the gravity. And
bring up the ABV, bring up the gravity without adding too much or adding anybody to the beer at all. So, So, it really works for us. Try it out. I think a lot of double IPAs, I think you guys have been nailing it for a long time, but a lot of double IPAs in other parts of the world just get a little bit too sweet.
I agree with
you.
More
like barley wines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And barley wine, love it. That's great, exactly where it should be. But a double IPA... another thing that we, including myself, we used to be in love with in Australia is crystal malt. There's a lot of crystal malt. So we back that right out as well. Get a nice low colour, not too much sweetness, nice dry double IPA.
Where does your double finish typically?
We can get it down to about 10-10. So,
okay.
I'm still a home brewer. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's funny, actually. I haven't heard a brewer come in and use specific gravity in so long.
I've been a professional brewer for 5 or 6 years. I haven't been able to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I tried so many times, but it's just what I know.
That's all right.
Well, I have questions where the answers are in centigrade. So you're going to be laughing at us in a second.
Yeah, exactly.
We're horrible.
The aroma on this beer is awesome.
Yeah, cool.
I really enjoy it. Yeah.
So what hops are in it?
Yeah,
that's a good question. We use pretty much equal amounts of Mosaic, Centennial, and Simcoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All American.
Yeah, you're getting some good quality hops, I think.
Yeah, we are now. This year, Centennial was great.
Really?
Last year, Centennial was a bit ordinary, but I think again, it's as our brewery grows and we get a better relationship with our suppliers, I think we're getting better hops. Centennial this year was great. Mosaic has always been good for us, and Simcoe last year was a bit ordinary as well. But this year's been great. So I'm really happy with this.
Okay,
yeah. And this is come halfway across the world, so it would taste better back in a pint glass out of a keg. But
sure,
it's tasting. I'm pretty happy with it.
I think it traveled really well.
When do you guys see the current year's hops get there? The hops are harvested 2016. U.S. brewers typically see them beginning of 2017.
Yep.
When are they hitting your guys' area?
Yeah, not long ago. We should see them pretty a month or two after that.
Okay.
So once we get them, they're usually a couple of months old.
That's not bad.
And as you can imagine now, we're it's the same problem you guys have. We're hitting the end of the season thing. We're having to up the hops a little bit.
Yeah. Everything's almost a year old. So right.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean? So that just the hops just start to kind of chill out after a while? They don't do the same. They don't have the same kick?
Yeah, absolutely. So we tend to, particularly this batch of the Corbin that we brewed is right at the end of the season hops. So we would have kicked it up about 10-15%.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just to get the same. I mean, I think I mentioned before, consistency. I said to my guys right at the beginning of this brewery is we want consistency in the beer. Once we start bottling, once we start bringing out the same beers, month after month. We want someone to walk into a bar, have an Akasha beer, and say, well, yeah, that's the beer that I ordered.
Okay.
And and if we're a hop forward style, hops are dying off, but the beer needs to stay the same. So, we're keeping a close eye on how we feel they're going. And you
don't need to give those guys any other reason to fight. So,
this isn't an Akasha beer.
Fucking happy enough.
Keep it sustainable that way.
Kick some ass.
And what about yeast over there? Do you use an English style yeast or?
We're all we use US-05, so the dry version of 001.
Okay.
Yep. It's funny. We're still a relatively small brewery. We don't repitch all the time, so we tend to start with the dry yeast. With the US-05 dry it's great yeast.
Yeah.
It performs. We've had tests. 001. It's the same. It works out. We get the same beer at the end of it. So
I see.
And plus it's easier getting a White Labs yeast. As much as we love it, sent down to we can get them sent down within a few days.
Okay.
So that's pretty pricey.
Yeah.
Okay.
What size brew house are you?
We're just in your speak.
Just say hectoliters.
No.
We know
10
hectoliters.
10 barrel.
There we go.
There you go.
Thank you.
So easy.
Thank you. You can figure it out, Daisy. I can't.
So that's 12 hec, which is 10 barrel.
Okay.
But we went with we were tossing up between a 12 hec and a 20 hec. We went with a 12 hec 4 vessel, so it allows us to do smaller brews, but we can do four in a day easy. So,
do you have larger fermenters? So you're multi-batching.
Our minimum size is double batch, and our bigger fermenter is a quad. So so we at this point in time we're able to do 2+2, so 2 one day, 2 the next. Mm-hmm. But we're just about to start thinking about pushing up to 4 brews.
Wow. So your system's efficient enough to where you could get all 4 done in one day?
Be done in 12, 14 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
So, it's pretty cool.
That's
fast. You were in my notes. You have some sort of like fancy high tech system that like all of it's digital or something. I don't know.
Whoa! Now the system we run, the actual brewery itself is not high tech.
Okay.
It's what we're kind of spending a lot of time in the back office. So the system, when I say the system, the software that's using, we're using for our sales, we're using for our invoicing, we're using to actually run, not run the brewery itself, not the actual equipment, but run, all of our recipes going into our system, all of the gravities, everything. So as our guys are brewing, they can sit there either on their iPhone or iPad. Everything goes into this system. So we're trying to move to a paperless system. We're almost there. We still have our brew sheets. We can't quite get rid of those yet. But
that's
pretty
tough,
much the last bit of paper left we have. So.
Okay. What's in that fermenter?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You need it there hanging on the front. Right. We have it on a whiteboard, and I still don't look at that. I say, "What's in there again?"
Just ask. What about dry hopping? We haven't talked about that with you guys.
Yeah.
Anything special that you do there?
I don't know about special, but it's something we've played around with in how we dry hop. When we first started dry hopping, we'd throw the whole lot in there at certain points. I think the things that we've decided on that work for us is, one, we dry hop warm at fermentation temperature.
Okay.
We dry hop after fermentation. And we've started to move to double and triple dry hops as well. So spread out the dry hop amongst a couple of different drops from about, say, day 5, your fermentation's dying off. Mm-hmm. First hop, and then a couple of days later another one, and a couple of days later another one. Just to get a bit more utilisation out of those hops.
Do you drop the yeast before you dry hop?
Again, we used to. We used to drop the yeast, but we don't think it makes a difference, so we tend to just wait until we're a couple of days before we're running out.
And then you add them at the top of the fermenter?
Yes.
And you feel like they get broken up pretty well on the way down, or do they float, or what do you think happens in there?
It again depends which hop. Depends how they're pelletized.
Yeah. Some are really dense, and they're like rocks.
Some you never see again. Some will float there until you're on the chill for about 3 days until they go. But it really depends on the hop. And but we find that certainly the utilisation, spreading that hop out over a couple of drops, we get more out of it. So,
what do you think about grinding up hops? That's something I'm throwing out here. I have no science here, but it seems like those really hard, rabbit food kind of pellets that are like they're not going to break up for weeks.
No matter what you do, when you're dropping that yeast out of the because we haven't dropped the yeast before we dry hop, right? Yeah. So we're dropping it out. We see a lot of greenage in that yeast cake that we're dropping out of the bottom of the fermenter. So we're certainly not getting anywhere near 100% utilisation. So I agree. I think whether it's crushing them up, whether it's recirculating, whether it's something to get a little bit
maybe
more
be more consistent, if nothing else, if not utilization.
Yeah, 100%. We had a couple of bags actually of Galaxy hop. We use Galaxy now. We've started to brew a lager, and we use Galaxy hops in that, and we've found that it seems to be a lot more dense. And you're exactly, and I got a feeling the last couple of batches I've been watching some of these lumps drop in and just disappear.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, and I get the feeling from the beer, whether it's in my head or not, but yeah, we're not getting the utilization we used to.
Okay. And they're so expensive too. It's just like that seems like it'd be like
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't tell you what.
Why do you think that's not a thing already, Tasty?
Well, I'm hearing some breweries are dry hopping by setting up a recirc system. They'll have a vessel beside their fermenter, and they'll start taking some water out of the racking arm and bringing it in, and they'll recirc that. And like somebody was on the show said they had like a inline DO meter.
Oh yeah,
and they'd flush that with CO2 until it went to a certain level.
Yeah,
and they pushed the whole thing up into the fermenter.
That's right,
essentially like a torpedo.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I'm big on the torpedo thing. We're not doing it, but it's something we're looking at. I'm convinced by opening up the hatch at the top and throwing in a bag of hops, we're adding, because we're doing it post ferment. I'm convinced we're adding a level of oxidation to the beer. So.
Oh yeah,
and no fermentation left at all. No activity.
Maybe a couple of points, but
that's all you need. That's not it.
Yeah, but by the time if we split it out over 2 or 3, we're definitely post ferment by the time. Yeah.
Which is only an issue really like for packaged beer that might stick around a little while, right? Because if it's a little bit, Yeah,
the keg, you got a little bit of leeway.
Okay.
We don't want leeway. We want it to be perfect. But
of course.
Absolutely. And we've only been packaging for 6 months, so hence why now I'm laying awake at night thinking, how do I lower the DO in our beers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have equipment to measure? Do you know what it is?
We haven't started measuring. We're actually literally on the. I've just put the PO for our DO meter.
Nice. So. You're a high roller.
No.
You could have bought a new car.
It's important. Oh, exactly right.
Right.
There's a few things we're focusing on for moving forward. It's DO and lab testing as well.
Excellent.
So that's something that's probably in its infancy in Australia. Is like we send our stuff off site.
Okay.
But we want to bring that expertise back in-house. We're looking at a couple of technologies for that as well.
That's all important, especially if you're at the forefront here. You don't want to be turning off beer drinkers with your shitty, unchecked beer.
There's a lot of it out there.
Do you guys have your own packaging equipment, or is there a mobile service, kind of like how on the West Coast here, there's usually clusters where breweries will share bottling equipment?
So up until a couple of months ago, there was no shared service, and we've got a very small Canadian bottling line that we use. We're only doing very small batches of the bottles. About 80% of our stuff goes into kegs. With all the taxes and everything else. Kegs make us more money essentially.
Okay.
The first mobile canning facility has just started a couple of months ago.
That's cool.
Wow. And so there's a few of us. We're currently looking at what we do there. Again, that's another thing, the whole bottle and can thing.
Yeah.
We've gone down not just the bottle path, but what do you call it, a bomber or...
The growlers?
The
bombers, the large format.
The
22 ounce
bottles.
Yeah.
So we kind of went halfway in between the 500s, which is pretty popular across Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Popular in Germany too, I think.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good format.
So we made the bottle choice, but we're constantly thinking about whether we take a couple of lines, do we can the whole lot?
Right.
Cans are really starting to take off in Australia right now.
Really?
So,
okay. So that's a good time to get on board with that, especially if you're just talking about what it looks like on the shelf and whether or not people are going to grab your beer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you make a light beer, like a lager or something like that? Or?
Yes, we do. Our pale is a relatively light lager. Light pale. Relatively a lot of flavour, low bitterness. So it's around sort of 30 IBU. Everything light.
So that would be a cannibal beer. I mean, it's your flagship. So people would look it up and get it.
But there was something missing. About 6 months ago, we said, maybe even a year ago now, we said there's something missing from the lineup. And rather than try and make it up, we actually went around and had a chat to a few of our accounts and said, what are you looking for? What are you missing? They go, we need a craft lager.
Interesting.
We don't have one. There's a couple around, not much happening. So we thought long and hard about it. We went with a hoppy lager.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sort of a German style, very simple base, and we hop it, about the same as a pale ale, using 100% Galaxy hops.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, that sounds
comes
like a
out
good
nice.
beer.
No.
I could drink that on the beach when I'm not getting.
Put that.
I'm not shark bait.
Yeah, when you're not getting beat up.
Yeah.
What kind of ABV are you?
Yeah.
What kind of ABV are you looking at in that
That's a 4.4 we run the lager at. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's a real session beer.
Yeah.
Do you use a different dry yeast for that?
Yeah, we've set on the W3470.
Okay.
The dry yeast.
Nice.
Yeah.
You repitch your yeast on all these beers?
Yeah, we tried it. The lager's a bit hard because we don't brew it enough, and we brew a big tank of it and do it once every now and then. So it's kind of we don't have a tank waiting every time that little window of opportunity because we don't want to repitch after we dry hop, so we only have a small window of repitching sort of capability. So the lager, we tend to miss that. So the lager's usually a new pitch every time, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
The lager dry yeast is a lot more expensive.
Oh, it's more expensive than 05.
Yeah, and you need more of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
sure.
So almost double the amount. The cost of one packet's almost double the amount, so it's it gets up there.
How do you handle your dry yeast? Do you rehydrate it or just sprinkle it in the fermenter?
Straight in the top.
Just straight in the top?
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I remember talking to someone a couple of years ago from the I can't even think of the name of the producer, but talking to them and they said no, on the top.
Wow.
It'll rehydrate when you throw it in.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you if you had a yeast propagator or something. I would have thought you had to get it going, or
yeah, we've tried a few ways, we throw it in the top, and we do it in because we're always doing a double brew. We put it in after the first one, so it mixes in when the second one comes through. So it mixes in nice and well, and it works well for us.
I've had brewers tell me, they just put in an extra brick. Just a little extra.
Yeah, right.
Well,
you've only got so many that are going to die from it, so I guess, yeah.
The prevailing knowledge, which I think I've probably said on the show, is that you should hydrate it because the yeast cells, the first thing you want them to see is something neutral like water instead of this wort with all the sugar and stuff.
Right, the shock. Yeah.
But,
you don't want it to be spoiled
in the field,
with brats.
Obviously it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay.
Yeast obesity is a real problem.
That is, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's like a whole different pH or something. I don't know.
More important, is the brewery delivery vehicle a ute?
We have 2 utes.
You do?
Yeah.
Yes! I'm so proud.
No, I'm not going to call them delivery vehicles because they fit not a lot in the back, but we have 2 utes.
You do.
You love a ute, right?
I fucking love them, and they're so white trash, and that's why I love them.
Oh, we are white trash, don't worry.
An El Camino was a ute.
Oh, perfect.
For example. But whereas the U.S. somewhere gave up on the glorious car truck, Australia has kept the dream alive.
It's still going.
You can buy brand new car trucks there, and they're called utes.
You can stack the kegs all the way to the ceiling. and more.
And feel like you're in a car.
Perfect handling.
Yeah. The usefulness of a truck, the handling of a car, Beardy. I'm so proud of you.
You've seen these commercials, haven't you?
They're still in magazines. They're still running ads for utes. For El Caminos.
You can buy them new. I'm saying they manufacture new ones. They're not El Caminos.
It's not the El Caminos are getting shipped over.
No. They're like brand new cars.
Whoa.
But they're trucks.
Like the Subaru Baja.
Yeah, that's what we get. We get like things like that, which we're halving it.
That's the quad cab ute.
Yes. That's right. I am very proud of you right now, Dave.
Is that all it took? Everything we've talked about.
Yeah, the beer's all right, but the utes, man, home run. So what's next for Akasha? You guys have been around for, you said it's only a year and a half?
Year and a half, yeah.
Okay.
Trying to get ahead above water. I think it's the usual thing with a new brewery that's doing okay. We're brewing lots of beer. We've already doubled our capacity once in that time. It's a good question. In fact, Wes, who's outside, we're spending this time because we haven't had a chance to think about anything for a year and a half. Just sit back, have a look at what's going on, and where do we go from here? We don't want to be the biggest brewery in Australia. That's not what our MO is. It's about brewing great beer. It's almost like a lifestyle decision. Get our company big enough to actually make some money, which is tough in this game.
Yeah.
But not be too big that we lose control. So there's a little bit of a sweet spot there somewhere that we need to find, and I think we're pretty close to it. We're loving what we do. We're having fun. We got some great guys on board. I mean, that's what it's all about.
How many people work for you?
Well, 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you guys.
Australia, it's huge, man.
Yeah.
Well, the beers are really good, and you're distributing most of this yourself. Is that what,
Yeah, it's an interesting. In Australia, we don't have that distribution model, so we tend to do a lot of our sales direct. So in the Sydney area, we have 2. Ben and Anna Marie, who are our sales guy, awesome guys, selling directly to all of our accounts, and they work for us. They're not a distribution model at all. But
somebody else drives the utes to deliver.
One of those, yeah. Benny drives one ute, I drive the other.
I see.
Nice. I drive a ute because I'm a bogan.
You are a bogan.
Is it parked in your driveway at home?
Remember the bogan thing?
You bet it's parked in my driveway.
No, it's parked on the lawn. That's where bogan parks, man.
Reserved parking.
That's the last tip.
I would have rented one while I was there if I could. We had too many passengers.
That inner bogan was strong.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you.
They don't let you ride in the back?
No.
Oh.
Maybe out on the country roads, probably. Yeah.
That's another level.
That's double bogan. Your partner is bogan, let's be honest. And he's
what's happening?
And he's abusing our patrons, but he's also got them logoed, so that's cool.
No. So Jason's one of our boys that came.
Oh, he's one of yours.
Jason, this guy, is actually one of my best clients. He's come over with us.
Oh, nice.
We have a good relationship with our customers, so much so that they come with us on holiday
to party. That's great.
Yeah. I think he's already sick of Wes though.
Yeah, he's had enough. What else are you doing on your trip here? Or are you about done?
I'm going to try and find find me again. Somebody stole me for 4 days, and I just got to find me again. And we're off to Eel River tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So we've got the official launch of this beer tomorrow night up there.
You know the owner from Eel River, right?
I haven't met him yet. So
he's awesome.
Is he?
He's a fucking maniac. So yeah, you're gonna find yourself. You might lose yourself again.
So I met Matt, his son. So he came down to Sydney to see us last time, and he's an awesome fella. So
they're very cool.
Yeah. I did ask them. I said, so Humboldt County, is that right?
Yeah.
So I said, what are you guys famous for? And I can see him going, should I say it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We grow dope.
Yeah, that's the dope growing capital of the world.
Yeah,
that's true.
This can only be good.
It's also beautiful up there, though. You're going to a really cool area.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to remember her.
Yeah.
That's very green.
Yeah, green.
Yeah, they're cool guys. You're going to have fun.
Yeah, well, they were cool. Marissa and Matt, Marissa's, they're the two kids, came down to Season Sydney. Awesome people. So looking forward to go out there. We'll launch the beer tomorrow night. There's a local pub there. We're also then we're heading down to, where are we going after that? We're going to Russian River.
You got to do that.
Yeah. I've already had my plining.
Okay. We have it here
for $8.
Damn, we're screwing this up.
Right,
we get that change before he leaves the room.
Yeah. Did you pay your bill yet? Because
let's at least tell Vinny,
double it,
so he can charge him $16.
Well, with your bloody tips here, it'll be double anyway. I tell you. So,
Oh, you guys don't pay tip down there?
No, we don't do tips.
Oh.
Well, you're paying $16 a pint. You're going to pay a tip?
I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah. See, that's part of the deal too. We're still not paying $16 a pint. Obviously,
right?
We're paying 7 and 8.
I do wish that the U.S. would get over the tipping thing.
Really?
You mean just charge more?
I would charge more, and I would pay my employees more.
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of experiments with it, and it's not working.
Really?
It's not working, no. A lot of places have tried to do it. Big places, too, who have like several locations so that they can kind of actually run this experiment. And Americans don't like it. They feel... what I was reading is there's a couple things. For one, we feel that the service ends up lacking if there's no bait.
Right, yeah, right. You want that control.
And the other thing is they feel awkward and that like the staff still isn't getting paid enough.
The customer still feels awkward?
Yeah, the customers feel awkward not tipping. It's too like ingrained in our system, and they feel like even though we would be telling them that we now pay our staff more, they don't buy it. They don't get it.
Well, one thing I remember about being in Australia and being served by people that weren't getting tipped is they seemed as into it as much as anybody.
I agree.
Definitely focused, and it was you could tell the bartender would go pick up glasses, and the bar back might be pouring beer. Nobody really cared who was being tipped and who wasn't because you weren't tipped.
Yeah. The only way around that in the U.S. is to just pool tips.
Right.
And that's one way to do it so that everyone's still working together. Yeah. But the stuff I've been reading a lot about it because the fucking minimum wage is going up.
That's right. It's going to be a problem.
So I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Plus, I actually really want my staff to be happy and healthy and paid well.
So you don't want them necessarily to make $65,000 a year either.
This industry doesn't afford it. Yeah, right. That's just not going to happen. Right. But so anyway, I've been reading a lot about it, and just a lot of it says that the service ends up lacking. And that Americans don't like it. We want to tip. As much as we complain about it, because everyone complains about tipping, we want it. It just, we feel more in control of our service destiny.
If you're feeling good and you had a good day, you might, it's a chance for you to feel better.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Americans.
Fucking Americans.
Fucking Americans. Damn it.
You're going to be here on an historic day tomorrow, Dave.
I know.
Right. No outward laughing at us.
Yeah. Who are you voting for?
Speaking of bogans.
Who are you?
This is bogan.
You're here, right?
Although he is the richest bogan on earth. But,
I was sorry, at a building in Las Vegas.
How many utes does he have?
Yeah. It's the most fucking boring looking building, though. It's just, you've got all this extravagance in Vegas, and then this
his big square with his stupid
Trump
name on it, right?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that all
about
you've
his
got?
small penis.
Yeah.
Does he drive a ute? That's the question.
He has a fleet.
He's not that cool.
No, he's not that cool at all. Yeah, he's a gold-plated ute.
So we're all going to be okay tomorrow, right? How does this work? We'll
have our 45 locked and loaded.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We're a bit worried.
Well, they don't take over right away. They don't take over right away.
Yeah, you have months to prepare.
Yeah, you still can get out.
But people were worried about my safety coming to the US. They really were. They really were. Particularly my mum.
Well, that could happen.
No, well, right. That.
You did
my
go to
mum's
Vegas.
Listening. Stop.
I mean, where you're going, you're fine. You're headed up to Humboldt tomorrow?
Yeah,
God,
maybe we should just stay there.
Keep going, man. Yeah, just
you're fine there.
Just sit in the woods and look at the green.
Soak it in.
Here, do you want to borrow these? Put those glasses.
Oh yeah,
you're going to love those.
Welcome to America.
When you're with those there.
When you're in Humboldt, just look through them. It'll be fantastic. Yeah,
that's what it's
look up.
Oh
yeah, it looks like the last 4 days.
Yeah. Well, Dave, thanks for coming on the show, man.
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Did I have some questions, Bevo?
Just one.
Just one question from the chat here. Why is your nickname Pudding?
Oh, wow.
And what kind of pudding are you?
Wow.
Getting personal.
Yeah.
That's obviously some asshole back in.
First of all, why was that not in my notes beforehand?
Right.
If a guy has a nickname like Pudding, I need to know these things. We need to add to the list of questions. Do you have
a nickname? Yeah.
No,
how was I
is
supposed
your
to know
nickname Pudding? Should be the question.
Yeah.
And why did you let this question through?
What stupid crap do people call you?
Why are you named Pudding?
Wow. Thank you, Jim.
I'm sorry.
So you know who it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know exactly
Would
who
you
it
rather
is.
not answer?
No, it's not particularly.
Tell an embarrassing story about it.
It's not that bad, because my surname is Padden.
Okay,
and so I may have been of a larger stature and may have been called Padden Pudding.
I see.
It's as simple as that. It's not that fucking
no,
good. Come on.
That's not. Our general manager's nickname is Cuddles. That's worse.
Yeah, Cuddles is shit.
I think that's nice.
Is it worse?
I think so.
It's because he's always wearing those onesies.
Yeah.
And he's huge.
And he's a big guy. But,
and he cuddles a lot, right?
And he cuddles.
He's cuddly.
He's very cuddly.
It is what it is.
Yeah. What are you going to do? If you're that cuddly, you're going to end up with a nickname like Cuddles.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is that the only question, Beaver? That's it.
That's the best you could come up with.
Yeah.
All of Australia.
Our listeners have gone downhill recently. It's not your fault. I blame them. All right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're just going to wrap up a couple of things we got to do. We're going to talk to our friend Jill from the Pacific Northwest Homebrewers Conference. Is that what it's called? Right. Okay. We're going to do that when we come back. Dave, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for the beer. Folks, you can go to akashabrewing.com.au and check it out. You can learn more about the brewery. There's some pictures of the brew house there, which looks awesome. More about the beers themselves, a list of events. So go check them out, akashabrewing.com.au. If you're headed to Sydney anytime soon, check them out there. And for those of you Australians, you're lucky to have them. That was some damn good beer. So be thankful for these guys. All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk to Jill from the Pacific Northwest. Hang in there. It's The Session.
Hi, this is Tyler from Libertine Brewing Company on the Central Coast of California. You're listening to Brewing Network, The Session.
That sucks.
Does it suck?
It sucks.
But that's what's good about it, is that it sucks, right?
Segmented, demented, fermented. It's The Session.
All right is right. Welcome back to the program. We got a couple things left to do, including reminding you to go download the Beersmith homebrewing software. Go to beersmith.com right now and check it out. It does all the things you need it to do and more. A bunch of stuff you didn't even know you needed to do. And he's got a brand new version out right now, too. It looks like he's got a new desktop version there. Beersmith 2.3 is ready to go.
Whoa.
He just keeps going and going with that
it's
thing,
all
right?
good shit.
Right. It's such a great product. Go to beersmith.com. Get your free 21-day trial. You don't have to take our word for it. And check it out. They've been a sponsor for a long time, and we appreciate them. They make the best homebrewing software on the planet. And I mean that.
Can't argue with that.
They don't even pay me to say that. I mean that. All right. So we've got Jill Murilli in the studio with us today. Hi, Jill.
Hey, Justin.
Jill put on the Pacific Northwest Homebrewers Conference. It had its first year, this year, wasn't it? Was it 2016 or 2015?
2016, yeah. Back in March. Huge group of volunteers put it on. It wasn't me, man. I just sat back and, had fun.
Okay. Excellent. But it was a good turnout and a success, your first one?
It was ridiculous, beyond all measure, right?
Wow.
NHC is the place to go, and if you can't go to that, then some of these regional things are really starting to pop up.
Sure.
And ours was ridiculous. 325 registered guests, 500 people we fed.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's a heck of a party, right?
That's a lot of people.
I throw good parties, man.
It looks like
you guys went on a cruise, whatever.
I know.
That was fun, too.
It was a pretty big party.
That's a different kind of fun.
I kind of bummed out missing that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So when was the event?
Back in the middle
February
of March.
Or March.
No,
okay.
it was middle of March. You're coming out of that winter doldrums, and you can't make NHC, but half the speakers at NHC are from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So come on down to our party. And
it's in the heart of the homebrewing season, too, so people can, it's easy time to make homebrew, because you have a competition as well, right?
No, actually we don't, because it's in the middle of competition season. We're not. No.
Right, that's when everyone's sending in first round
it's
entries.
True, exactly.
Yeah.
So we want them to concentrate on that NHC focus, but we're going to have we're kind of cooking up an idea here about club competition. Same recipe, and then maybe pitch it out to the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because, this is all about community, right?
Oh, jeez. I'm not going anywhere near that, Jill.
Yes?
I'm not touching your club competition.
I'm touching.
Yeah.
Don't touch
So you're saying we should win?
No inappropriate. Hey, no inappropriate touching. Okay.
Exactly.
Please.
All of our touching is inappropriate.
I do like it.
I remember when I was on the governing committee with the AHA, and from time to time it would come up about these regional, and mostly they were ideas, people asking them what they thought. They're all about it. They really liked the idea of regional conferences because they can't sort of, do everything every year.
Right.
And so I know that they were pretty supportive of yours too, right?
Oh, brilliantly so. Yeah. They even give us a little bit of a few shekels, if you will, to help support us.
Nice.
You know what's kind of fun for us, too, is that I even got a phone call a number of months ago from the Midwest Regional Homebrewers Conference. A couple guys had heard about what we had done, and then just this past Saturday, they executed a one-day event down there just south of St. Louis. Hugely attended, connected with those guys, and I was just tickled pink that they were able to do it, too.
That's great.
Yeah, I still truly believe in the NHC, everything that they're about, but, traveling sometimes, it's not so easy.
Well, and you could do both if you have that much vacation time, and
if it's local, you can bring beer. You can bring keg beer and really participate.
Well, yeah, and that was brilliant fun too. Is just having club night even locally, having a reason to get together.
So, what happens at your event?
It's really similar to NHC. We have speakers throughout the day and a half. We have a pro night and then a club night.
Nice.
It finishes us off, and definitely last year it really finished off a few people. So.
So your club night is Saturday night. It's like the last. It's the last event.
It's the last hurrah, right? And then hopefully everyone travels home Sunday safely. So what was fun too is the hotel there that sponsored us in Vancouver. Well, they didn't sponsor us, but the hotel in Vancouver, Washington too. They were really open to it, shockingly so. I thought they'd think we'd be a bunch of drunks, and they were very quick to give us an offer to come back.
Wow.
Whoa. Yeah, and we were going to do it every other year, and what we did is we'll land on this. Let's do this 2 years in a row, and then we'll switch to an every other year format, because I think people, you can only go so many times, right?
Yeah.
But this first year, unfortunately, we conflicted with that whole cruise situation, and we're really hoping that you guys will join us this next March 17th and 18th in 2017. And you know that Jill the Thrill and Tasty have always had a little special connection. So,
whether you like it or not.
That's right.
And I'm really hopeful, Tasty. I really invite you. I hope you'll come and do a session and share your love and your joy. Because there's really no guy better than a good coach and a good friend to homebrewing than all of you guys. And
especially Tasty.
Tasty has that special touch.
He does.
He does touch.
Well, you mean the low hug?
We're off the tracks.
No. Remember, it's the reach around under boob grab.
Wow, that's a new move.
More specific.
Tasty. Wait, did you just ask Tasty to speak at the event?
I would be very grateful if he would come and do a session.
I could do that for sure.
Would you do that?
Cool.
I'd be super.
We'd love to. I'd love to do that.
Thank you, Tasty.
What are the dates? It's in March again?
Yeah, March
17th and 18th.
So that's a Friday, Saturday?
Exactly. I like that he memorized that already.
That means my birthday's on Thursday then.
You're March 16th?
Yep.
Okay, everybody write that down, please.
Beardy, I think we're on another cruise.
Really?
Is it
Can we be?
weekend?
No, I'm fucking with you. We're not going on.
You bastard.
Not yet.
You got me all excited.
But they may get a better offer.
Yeah.
I'm like that way too.
Honey, I'll give you an offer.
Pencil me in.
I'll give you an offer.
Have you put their feeler?
All right, so now another reason to go. Tasty will be. Did you just accept?
I'm accepting, yes. I'll
Tasty
be there.
Will be speaking at this year's Pacific Northwest Homebrew.
Some minor beer thing. For sure.
Okay.
Have you put the feelers out for a cruise yet?
I'm ready for the.
I don't think we're ever getting invited back.
I heard.
Really? We did nothing wrong-ish.
I agree, but look. So
did they see how we were dressed?
I know. Did they watch the video?
Maybe you upstaged them on
We classed the place up.
I have a feeling that it's not what they expected out of us. We were fine. I'm just saying.
What they want.
It's because we yelled at the karaoke guys, isn't it?
Oh, it could be because we got in a fight with the karaoke
you guys.
That might have been
Beardy,
part
you
of it.
said you classed the joint up. What cruise line were you on? Like the train wreck cruise? Or
Yes.
something?
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
We had embroidered dinner jackets.
Thank you.
With the
Shut
Brewing
the front
Network
door.
Yacht Club.
They were white.
That's right.
White dinner jackets that matched our matched our tank tops, socks.
If you're lucky, we'll wear them on club night at the Pacific Northwest Homebrewers Conference.
I'm touched in a special place. I won't tell you where.
Well, wait till you see the shorts.
Yeah. You won't be as excited.
That's a fact.
You got to wear the right color
If any
underwear.
one of us gets excited, you'll know it.
One thing I got to say, just because I know the listeners are across everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's Pacific Northwest because we focus on that area of the country, but certainly that's not our exclusivity of who gets to come.
Okay.
So, registration will pop up in December. Check pnwhc.com. Check it out. But yeah, we might need to check your guys' registration just a little bit.
It's probably a good idea.
I'm thinking.
We might need to drive the RV up, Beardy. We might need to make a road trip out of it.
Yeah, that could happen.
Beardy.
Look, I would even consider going. I love the Pacific Northwest.
See? And you love RVs.
Right.
I don't hate RVs.
That's where you saw your first double wide.
We'll take my RV. It's a little better.
Yeah, but girls.
You can caravan RVs.
Oh, wow. 2 RVs.
And girls, watch out for girls. You can stay at the house with the baby.
BN1 and BN2.
Oh, Lord save us.
Oh, we might have to change license plates, Doc. We might have to get you a BN Army 2 custom license plate
yeah.
for the wagon.
Dear Lord.
You know, it is shorter than yours.
Yeah.
It's smaller. It's
as we've heard.
But short bus is taken.
You do with it.
So.
I'm going to do you a favor.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
I'm going to have to find religion after
That's why he drives a Hummer.
You might. You can go to pnwhc.com and get more information about the homebrew event. And like Jill says, you don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest.
No.
It's a great place to visit. It's beautiful.
If you want to see me, I'll be there.
It's going to be at the same hotel. It's in Vancouver, Washington again?
It is, just across the river from Portland. So fly into Portland, come party in Vancouver, and you got lots of stuff to get into trouble with. And then head on up to Seattle and play with some more folks.
There we go.
What are you going to talk about, Tasty?
Oh my God! You've been to Forks. There's nothing there. But Beardy, we can go. We can keep going all the way up to Vancouver, Canada.
Let's just stop in at Chuckanet. Let's just go to Bellingham and stop there.
We can do that.
I love you, but you got to keep going north because I would say Pacific Northwest is Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and British Columbia because it ain't a party if you don't invite the Canadians.
I agree with you. And the last time I was there, they got me fucked up. They got me so messed up the last time that I tried to drive my bus with the pop top still open.
Oh my God, I remember that story.
Yeah.
Oops.
And I don't mean I drove it that night drunk. I mean I woke up the next day.
Oh, right.
Brushed my teeth and started driving. And a construction worker at the freeway on-ramp was like pointing and laughing at me. And was like, bro.
You should be used to that.
Yeah, pretty much. I was. That's why. At first I just was waving. And then that's when he was like, no, dude, your top is up.
Friendly Canadians.
Yeah.
Wait, that's my top.
Well, I
figured by March we'll all be Canadians.
That's true.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Good
we'll
call.
just keep going.
Okay, keep drinking, people.
All right, we are going to get out of here, but go to pnwhc.com. That's the Pacific Northwest Homebrewers Conference, and you can get all the information you need. It's coming up quick. God, March, it seems like it's so close.
It's tomorrow, I swear.
God, damn it.
Next month they go on sale.
Yeah.
Put in for your time off now, Beardy.
I'm almost 31. Shit.
Oh, Beardy, let's not go there.
God, you
Beardy.
old farts.
You are such
Beardy,
a baby.
if I'd been a tramp in high school, you would have been my kid.
Mom?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have been mine.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Thank you, Justin.
I don't know.
You're welcome. Guys. Thank you. And thank you to Adam and Eve for supporting our program. You can go.
Did Tasty and I get samples?
You get free gifts.
Oh, you did get free gifts.
10 free gifts.
You mean like a free Power O vibrating ring?
I'd be down.
The Power O's back?
The Power O is back.
Whoa.
Actually, I don't know. Is this the right copy?
Yeah, no. The Power O's never left, but the Power O replaced the C bumper.
Oh, that's right.
The clit bumper.
Clit bumper.
Perhaps.
That's a good product.
The C bumper.
The C bumper.
It's like the name of a fishing boat.
The C word.
I think it's a
We're
fish.
We're going out on the C bumper to catch us some bass.
Could you toss out the C bumper?
Stop it. It's a fish lure.
Bring home some food. Take the C bumper.
Time to bump the C.
Gets you there every time.
All reliable.
All reliable. C bumper. You can catch a marlin.
Can't use just
so
two.
Glad I provide you with so much material.
I only leave the RV for the C bumper. All right. Go to adamandeve.com right now. You can use coupon code BNARMY. That's BNARMY. You get 50% off almost any item, 3 free DVDs, free Power O vibrating ring, and free shipping.
That's too much.
Just go to AdamandEve.com, select any one item. Could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything else you desire. And then enter coupon code BNARMY at checkout for your 50% off almost any item, 3 free DVDs, free Power O vibrating ring, and free shipping, Jill.
Whoa.
Bonus.
Yeah. Coupon code.
God bless it.
Hell yeah.
This is God's work.
BNARMY.
What does O stand for?
Oh, my God.
The Sea Bumper.
Jill the Thrill.
It's a carnival ride. It sounds like a carnival ride,
The
right?
Power O Bumper.
The Power O of the Sea Bumper.
Mommy, I want to ride the Sea
You
Bumper.
must be this long to ride.
Do you have the right ticket?
Oh, my God.
Just stop it.
Honey,
you need a hall pass.
Honey, the Sea Bumper is 4 tickets. We only have 2 left.
Are you the right height?
Well, get me halfway there then, okay?
Yeah. You're under the markers.
You're not the right length.
You can't ride the Sea Bumper.
You're not the right length, son.
In Russia, the Sea Bumper rides you.
That's right.
I got to go home and shower.
In Chechnya.
All right. I think we've done everything I was supposed to do. Brew Strong is recording tomorrow. Is that right? So you can get some live Brew Strong. Tomorrow's a Tuesday.
No, I don't think so.
Tomorrow at noon. It's on the calendar.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
Thank you.
You need to be
Check
here,
out
Diva.
all of our shows here on the Brewing Network. Of course, there's Dr. Homebrew, and there's Brewing with Style, Tasty and Jamil's show.
Oh, we love that show.
The Sour Hour is recording this week on Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
Another
Nice.
live one with, I believe, Yazoo Brewery is on the program, and they're a great brewery.
They always have great guests on that show.
They do. I know.
People must like Jay.
People do like Jay.
To go on his show.
I don't know why.
Huh.
He's a very nice person.
He is a very nice man.
I don't know about that.
Have you met Jay?
Possibly too nice.
The other one's nice.
Tall
Alex is nice.
They're both nice.
The information's
So
good, guys.
nice.
Get it real. Okay, maybe no.
No, it's the best show
There's two great
on
guys.
podcasting. So,
Of all podcasting.
It's the best show in podcasting. So check out all of our shows. We'll be back next week with Dave Marley Avu.
Dave will be back. Excellent.
Yes.
He survived his bike ride?
Marley Avivo. Yes, apparently. Although he's riding down to San Diego right now or something, and there's a whole other bike ride happening.
Hopefully Dave's with us.
He's bringing beer that they spit in and beer that they brewed while camping on a motorcycle and all sorts of weird shit.
They contained it in a gasoline container.
Yeah.
It was like a whole thing.
Is there a raccoon penis in it?
There could be.
Ew.
We'll find out next week. So Dave will be on, and then what's the week after that? I think we got a Brewlosophy show coming on after that. So,
yep.
Lots of great stuff happening here at the BN the next couple weeks. Thanks again to Akasha Brewing Company for flying all the way out from Australia to do the show.
Us. Brilliant.
That's hardcore right there, folks. Take note, you brewers who do call-ins. And also thanks to Sean Paxton. You can go to homebrewchef.com, check out his brand new online cookbook, Chef's Table.
It's worth checking out.
It's really awesome, actually. We're not blowing smoke up your ass here. So check it all out. We'll see you next time.
As great as his charity.